Dallas Stars take on the Nashville Predators. Stars on Sirius XM channels 91 Internet 929, Predators on Internet 936. 8 p.m. Minnesota Wild face the Philadelphia Flyers. Wild on Sirius 208 XM 219 and Internet 934, Flyers on Internet 941. In NCAA college men's basketball, 6:30 p.m. Indiana faces Minnesota, with the Indiana feed on XM 381 Internet 971, Minnesota on XM 380 Internet 970. 8:30 p.m. Villanova faces DePaul on XM 382 Internet 972. 9 p.m. Iowa takes on Nebraska on XM and Internet 372. 10:30 p.m. Nevada faces Boise State, the Nevada feed on XM 384 Internet 974, Boise State on XM 383 Internet 973. In NCAA college women's basketball, 8 p.m. Utah takes on Stanford on Sirius 106 XM 197 and Internet 959. 9 p.m. Colorado takes on Cal on Sirius 119 XM 198 and Internet 960. 10 p.m. Oregon State faces Arizona on XM and Internet 373. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Friday, January the 12th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7:30 p.m., Atlanta Hawks face the Indiana Pacers. Hawks on Sirius 137 XM 212 and Internet 880, Pacers on Internet 891. 7:30 p.m., Detroit Pistons face the Houston Rockets. Pistons on Sirius 138 XM 213 and Internet 888, Rockets on Internet 890. 7:30 p.m., Philadelphia 76ers take on the Sacramento Kings. 76ers on Sirius XM channels 86 Internet 902, Kings on Internet 905. 8 p.m., Memphis Grizzlies face the LA Clippers. Grizzlies on Sirius 160 XM 215 and Internet 894, Clippers on Internet 892. 8 p.m., Miami Heat take on the Orlando Magic. Heat on Sirius 161 XM 216 and Internet 895, Magic on Internet 901. 8 p.m., Minnesota Timberwolves take on the Portland Trail Blazers. Timberwolves on Sirius 162 XM 217 and Internet 897, Blazers on Internet 904. 8 p.m., Chicago Bulls face the Golden State Warriors. Bulls on Sirius 139 XM 214 and Internet 884, Warriors on Internet 889. 9 p.m., Denver Nuggets take on the New Orleans Pelicans. Nuggets on Sirius XM channels 81 Internet 887, Pelicans on Internet 898.
Hear it all on demand. Your favorite shows, your favorite games. Don't miss a second of your favorite Sirius XM programming on demand with the Sirius XM app. Download it now for free.
I'm Ryan Payton for Sirius XM Sports. In the 1960s and early 70s, there was one name in NCAA basketball, UCLA. They were dominant over a 12-year stretch. They won all 30 games they played in 1963. The first of 4 times they would go undefeated during their run. 2 more titles and another undefeated season followed in the next 3 years. And then maybe the greatest player in collegiate history joined the team. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, known as Lou Alcindor at the time, took the NCAA by storm. He led the Bruins to 3 straight championships, averaging 26.4 points per game. They even banned dunking from 67 to 76 because of his dominance. When he finally left the Bruins campus after the 1969 season and 3 straight titles, success did not stop for Wooden and UCLA. They won their 4th, 5th, and 6th straight national titles, leading up to one of the greatest runs in sports history. The 72-73 season saw them win a national title and a 2nd straight undefeated 30-0 season, running their total to 75 straight wins and 7 national titles in a row. In 73, both streaks would come to an end. One more title for UCLA and Wooden in 74-75 as the coach went out on top one last time. In all, 10 championships in 12 years equals one of the greatest dynasties in sports. For Sirius XM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton.
The PGA Tour comes to life on Sirius XM. It's your destination for everything on the tour. Hear live hole-by-hole coverage and expert analysis. PGA Tour Radio, Sirius XM 92.
I'm Frank Track.
Babbel's lessons take only 10 minutes a day.
Mais non!
But yes, and in 3 weeks, je parle français avec mes amis québécois. If I can learn a language, so can you. Babbel.com. There's no faster, easier way to learn a language. Right now, Babbel is offering radio listeners 55% off their subscription. Visit babbel.com/radio. That's BABBEL.com/radio for 55% off. Babbel. Language for life. Go to babbel.com.
Ontario is building up our nursing workforce. Since 2018, over 60,000 new nurses have registered to work in Ontario. Last year alone, Ontario added 15,000 new nurses, a record year. Across the province, there's another 30,000 nursing students in school. We're investing millions in new programs that pay for nurses' schooling, books, and equipment, and attracting highly trained nurses from around the world by breaking down barriers so they can get to work sooner. See all the ways we're connecting you to care. Ontario.ca/yourhealth. Paid for by the Government of Ontario.
This is Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050. The Raptors live here.
And completing their road trip tonight in Salt Lake City, Utah against the Jazz. The Jazz are 9-2, their last 11. The Raptors, 2 painful losses in Los Angeles. And the Raptors guilty of festive generosity. Saturday, December 23rd against Utah when they lost 126-119 to the Jazz. Let's go over to Paul Jones and Javon Shepard. Jonesy, this should be Raptors revenge night.
Is that what you call it, Taddy? Festive? Give me that one again.
Festive generosity.
Festive generosity. Of course, a guy with all the money would know those terms, right, Javon?
I have to agree. Festive generosity.
I'm going to put that one in the memory bank for when I have money. Festive generosity. I guess the generosity part is there, but yeah, it was around that time. And Javon, the funny, the coincidental irony of it all is that's what kind of started Utah's run.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been 12-3 or over their last 15, playing really well, and the Raptors had them down on the mat, and it was like wrestling. Utah reached for the hand, said, "Can you help me up?" And when the Raptors put their hand down, they kicked them in the wrong place and won the game. Took the game from them.
It's funny because when they played here, and we gave up that 20-point lead. I speaking with some of their coaching staff before the game, and they were actually concerned because that was the game when Jordan Clarkson was returning from injury, right? And they were playing, and they were a little concerned in how him coming back to the lineup, was he going to try and just do it all? Was he going to try and was it going to interrupt, the locker room or the system, the flow that they had going at the time?
Yeah.
And it's been, polar opposite of that, right? They've been really playing some really good basketball. And
that night he came in and lit it up.
Yeah, yep. He won the game. He essentially won the game. But this team, and I was just looking up some numbers with them before, preparing for this game, and you would think that this team plays a little more one-on-one than they actually do. But second chance points and is where they really thrive. But more importantly, they're second in the league in points off of screen.
Right.
Right. So we know they shoot
screen assists. Screen
assists. Right. Yeah. We know they shoot the three, and that's the other thing is that they put up a high volume. They don't shoot the greatest percentage. But teams like this you have to be careful with because they shoot the three at such a high volume. When they get hot, they can change the game really quick, right? Get themselves into games or create big leads. And if they get a rhythm, they have a number of guys are rhythm guys. Clarkson, Sexton being another one. Keontae George, who we didn't see when they were in Toronto.
Right.
But also Lauri Markkanen, who's playing some really good basketball. And, it's funny because across the league, he's a high ticket right now, right? Everybody's salivating over Markkanen. And I look back at his career, and this was the same player that was in Chicago. But guess what? He was younger. He was battling some injuries. And now he's had some time to groom himself, mature, understand the NBA game, and you're really getting to see him flourish. So I tip my hat to him.
Yeah. Javon, I say it. Look, you're a parent. I'm a parent. I've been in the school system, and I say it for all the time. Development is not
linear.
It's not linear, and it doesn't follow the same path for everybody. Kids don't get their teeth at the same time. They don't learn to read at the same time. They don't grow at the same time. And NBA players, Markkanen comes in. He's just a young dude,
young pup,
wide-eyed. And now, as you said, you look at him. He's 26 years old. Been in the league 7 years.
So to that point there as well.
He knows what time it is now.
Right. So he comes into the league at 7 foot, but he's also 19. We're forgetting at that point his body's still maturing. His he's still growing into that 7 foot frame. So it's you credit him for the work that he's put in, and just under 24 points a game, just under 9 rebounds, almost 2 assists, great shooting splits, 48% from the floor, 38% from three, and 87% from the free throw. Heck of a player, and he's going to be a load for the Raptors tonight, especially that they're playing undersized.
Well, the Raptors Would love to get a win, as Jim Taddy mentioned, enact a little revenge, finish the road trip on a high, and make it a 500 trip, Javon. That would be a major accomplishment, considering, well, they had a game stolen from them in LA, and they played the last couple games of this road trip without all of their pieces in place. So, listen, they've already got a couple. It would be really nice to get one more to end it on the right note. So let's see, how it goes. Would love to see how the guys play when we've got another, maybe some more new combinations, Javon, out here tonight.
Yeah, I think, one thing with them right now, they're playing with joy. They're having fun, getting up and down the floor, they're shooting the basketball. And I think that helps the fact that they're shooting the ball as well as they are from three, because they are a team. 68% of their field goals made have been assisted over the season. So they're not afraid to move the basketball. When guys start knocking it down, everybody starts feeling involved.
All right, let's get to one of the best in the business, PA announcer Dan Roberts in Utah, to bring out the Jazz. Well, the light show going on in Utah right now, but Dan's been there since 1979, and along with Mason and Eddie Palladino, one of the best. Here he is, the Utah Jazz, Dan Roberts. All right, there are the Utah Jazz, as we've said before, coached by former Boston Celtic assistant Will Hardy. And we've got a Canadian on that staff as well, former coach with the Maine Red Claws, Boston Celtics. And that's Prince Edward Island's own Scott Morrison, who plied his trade at Lakehead University, part of our national program, and now has graduated to the NBA. Simone Fontecchio, Lauri Markkanen, John Collins, Colin Sexton, and Chris Dunn. The Raptors will start R.J. Barrett, Pascal Siakam, Thad Young, Scotty Barnes, and Emmanuel Quickley. And we'll tell you that the Raptors starting lineup is brought to you by your Ontario Subaru dealers. Hurry to your local Subaru dealer and get more out of every kilometer this fall, including more karaoke. Man, it was not a sing-along driving in here tonight, man. Let me tell you, if you are in the south central or eastern Ontario area, glad you're with us. Hope the fire's lit. Get the batteries ready in case there's a power outage, and we'll be with you for the next little while to give you the Raptors and the Jazz. Javon, last game of the road trip, and this is one where sometimes I'll be interested to watch the Raptors. Teams you've been away for, 9-10 days. You just can't wait to get back to your own bed. And this is one that has the potential, if you're not mentally strong, to have people let go of the rope and say, all right, let's get home.
Yeah, it also helps. So I think in a normal situation, absolutely. But I think there's just so much going on around this team that, especially with RJ and IQ, and we've spoke about them so much over the last couple of games. But I think with those guys, this is still new for them. This is still refreshing. The lid is still off. They're excited to get out and play and just show what they have. and then everybody follows that lead, follows that charge.
Utah wins a tip. They come front court in the black with yellow trimming from left to right. Fontecchio, far side, right wing, in front of the Raptor bench. Gets it to Markkanen. Backs off on the bounce. Finds Sexton into the corner. John Collins, 3. Scotty says, no, sir. Kitchen's closed right now. Order somewhere else. Quickly back front court. Deep 3. Got it from the edge of the Jazz logo. In the white, quickly drops it in the bottom of the well. The Raptors moving right to left, lead it 3-0.
31 feet out, but I was more impressed with the attention to detail on the defensive end. Everybody's switching, but switching to take away the offense from Utah.
Fontecchio, 3, no good. Rebound Barnes. The veteran James Capers out there with Rodney Mott and Evan Scott. That's your crew tonight. Couple of cagey vets, wily vets in Mott and Capers. Barnes in the lane. Jumper good, lost the handle, turned and knocked it down over Markkanen. 5-0 Toronto.
God, he's so long, right? He goes behind the back, loses the basketball, but doesn't even move, reaches, catches it, and pulls up into his jump shot. Markkanen had no chance to recover.
Collins up top to Markkanen. Step back 3 in the air, got it over Barnes, used the shoulder to clear space and knocked it down.
That's a good shot from the top of the key. Right, going to his left hand, like you mentioned, the shoulder creates the space, but gets balance before Scotty can recover to contest.
Last year's most improved player. Barrett, 3 up top for Toronto, no good. Rebound Markkanen. Off to Sexton, up the near side, right wing, turns on the Jets, gets to the hoop, puts it up, blocked by Barrett. RJ closes the kitchen door. Markkanen in the lane, puts it up. Raptors get a hold of that one too. Right now, the Raptors playing goalie, knocking everything away.
Swatting everything out.
Said you can have some of this too.
You got Scotty on the first play, Collins in the corner. He tried to get up a shot, and Scotty took it a handful. Sexton on this play here, attacking the basket, and RJ coming up with the block.
Sexton in the lane.
I'm not giving Sexton that call.
No, especially as hard as he plays and leans in, and with the force, he sold that one. The foul going to go on Thad Young.
But Thad did a great job, right? He's staying vertical, arms raised, and Sexton really had nowhere to go. Got into the paint there and just really dipped his shoulder and just chucked it up.
So the Raptors see the lead cut to 5-4 on the Sexton free throw.
This lineup for Toronto, playing against Sexton, if you look at the rest of the guys, Collins, Fontecchio, Markkanen, those guys want to play on the perimeter. Dunn is just out there to set things up. But you really got to stop Sexton early above the break and not allow him to get into the paint. He's going to be the aggressor.
Game tied at 5 until Quickly knocks in a deep 3 about 3 steps behind the arc. Emmanuel Quickly makes it 8-5 Toronto. That one in the bottom of the well.
Making it look so easy, so fluid with that jump shot.
Dunn drives, jams it down. Chris Dunn, another guy who came into the league highly touted. It didn't fit Javon, and now he's found a home in Utah.
He's the highest draft pick that they have on this team.
Yeah, Quickly drives, misses the layup. Back comes Dunn in the lane, spin, kick it to Fontecchio. Now to Sexton, far side, drives on Barrett, gets into the lane, throws it up, no good. But again, Sexton driving with the right hand, pushing off with the left hand, and any touch on the left hand, he goes down, sells the call, and he'll get 2 free throws.
Well, he's really good at that, and that's what I mentioned before. He's going to continuously put the pressure on the defense. Right there, Utah moving the basketball, and he's penetrating the closeout. You've got to stop him early or cut off that strong hand and, force him to put the ball on the floor with that weak hand, so he's either making a decision, finishing, or passing, that direction.
First free throw good by Sexton. Game tied at 8, and he gives Utah a 9-8 lead as he knocks down the second one. 9 minutes, first quarter. First quarter brought to you by Tangerine, official bank of the Toronto Raptors and their fans. Siakam, top of the lane, gets it to Barnes. Deep 3, near side, left wing, no good. Rebound Collins. Here comes Dunn. Straight away on Barrett. Turns his back to him between the rings. Gets it to Markkanen. Drives on Siakam, and they got a walk on Lauri Markkanen. So the Raptors get the turnover, and they will bring it front court. Quickly gets it to Barnes, near elbow, left side, just inside the arc. On the bounce, pull up over Markkanen, no good. Rebound Dunn. 9-8 Utah, 8:25 first quarter. Dunn drives, gets in the lane, has it stuck on his hip, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be Toronto basketball. Dunn saying, review that. Man, I could see that from 2,000 miles away. So here come the Raptors. Down to the baseline. Barrett loses the handle. Sexton takes it away, brings it front court. On the drive, into the corner. Dunn for three, no good. Rebound, great block out by Thad Young. Takes the rebound on the ground. Gets it to Siakam, and then to Barrett, who looks like he was fouled, but instead they're going to say out of bounds. It'll stay with Toronto.
Yeah, and that one's unbelievable right there because he comes across the body. He was fouled so hard on that play that we can see it here, but also Pascal was wide open. He was still saying to the ref that's a foul. Like RJ missed the pass there.
Raptors will inbound, left baseline, near side. Quickly holding, now gets it to Barrett in the corner. Works inside the arc, gets it to Thad Young. Floater in the lane, no good. Rebound Utah, John Collins. Front court. Here comes Sexton. On the bounce against Siakam. Leans in, turns, the jumper up, no good. Another standing rebound by Old Man River with the box out, Thad Young. Barnes, far side, on Markkanen. Jabs twice, kicks it to Siakam. Pascal gets into the lane, floated up, no good, but he's fouled by Dunn. Great first step, Javon, by Pascal from high on the right side. He put that ball on the floor with the left hand, a long step, and compromised Chris Dunn immediately defensively.
.5 basketball, quick decisions. Scotty Barnes has Markkanen on that right baseline there. He attacks Chris Dunn. He rotates over to really, try and deter that penetration. Scotty makes a kick out, and before he could recover, Pascal's into the paint.
So game tied at 9. Siakam makes the first free throw. Raptors trying to steal a win. Tough place to win, Utah. Very tough. Has always been that way. They are 12-5 at home. That place, the Delta Center, no hockey games in there. I mean, these people are right on top of you. Also, a little bit of altitude there, too, makes it difficult. Fontecchio up top, game tied at 9. They lob it to Kessler. And Thad Young backing up, ran into Kessler, and young man from Auburn going to get a couple of free throws. Oh, no free throws. They said there was no control, so it'll be side out of bounds for Utah. Jonte Porter coming in for Toronto.
Yeah, a bit more size in here right now because you got Markkanen and Kessler on the floor, 2 7-footers.
Sexton up top. Gets it to Dunn, far side, back up top. Sexton walks into a three and knocks it down. 12-9 Utah, 7 minutes to go, first quarter. White-shirted Raptors coming right to left. Barnes up top, finds a cutting quickly, floats it up, no good, but he's fouled. And Emmanuel puts his head into his palm, saying, "Oh, that should have been a three."
Well, how pretty is basketball when you're cutting and making passes and simply there. Scotty takes a dribble to his left. IQ, as he's taking the dribble, is going back door. The defense is behind him. You just shuffle that pass in there. That's why he's upset, right? Because that's a little chippy. He knows he makes those.
And he also gives Scotty an assist on that one. Although I always feel that if these free throws are made, the guy should get an assist. Well, let's take a break. 12-9 Utah, 6:54 first quarter. You're listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050 Toronto.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
The job market isn't changing. It's already changed. New technologies are creating new jobs and eliminating others. How can you prepare for this new world of work? With the York University School of Continuing Studies program. Our programs are developed with industry experts and enable you to upskill and reskill quickly. You'll also gain access to our career services to help pursue your ambitions. Get hired in fields like accounting, big data, cybersecurity, digital marketing, customer success management, and cloud ops. Learn more at continue.yorku.ca.
Hey there, Canadian snowbirds. Planning your escape to warmer destinations? Don't forget the most essential part of your trip, travel insurance. Picture this. You're basking in the sun, sipping a pina colada, and suddenly life throws you a curveball. Medical emergency, delayed luggage, trip interruption? Don't worry. Goose Insurance has you covered. Canada's best insurance app. With Goose, you get $10 million in travel medical and get coverage for your unstable pre-existing medical condition. Download the Goose app today or visit gooseinsurance.com.
Making your lousy commute fun. Overdrive with Hayes Noodles and the O-Dog every weekday, 4 to 7 p.m. on TSN 1050.
First quarter at the Delta Center. Legendary Delta Center, Salt Lake City, Utah. Jazz leading the Raptors 12-9. Paul Jones, Javon Shepard. Behind the glass, Josh Pulis sitting in for Owen Hall tonight. Owen battling a bit of a bug, but we expect he'll be back soon. Matt Cardadero, our technical producer, and you'll hear from Taddy and company, Warren Ward, Josh Lewinberg, when we hit recess. Long way to go, though, Javon. We're just underway here, and the Raptors trying to steal a win. Not shooting it great to start, 3 of 9, but then again, so is Utah. So we'll see if they can get a spark as Gary Trent Jr. comes into the game off the bench.
Yeah, the big difference in this game so far has been Colin Sexton and how aggressive he's been attacking the basket. He's already shot 4 free throws himself, 7 points. But just getting him, out of the paint, and this is also a team that's going to turn the basketball over. So Toronto just got to be aggressive defensively, be disciplined, get some deflections, disrupt their offense a bit, and get out on the other end.
As you said, Utah last in the NBA, more turnovers than anybody else. Quickly makes 2, 12-11. Utah with the lead, 6:45 clock running first quarter. Jazz in the black, left to right. Sexton tries to sell the call, didn't get it. Raptors get the ball, bring it back. Quickly, top of the lane. Gets it to Porter, into the corner. Siakam catch and shoot 3, bottom, in the money. Well, Raptors go up 14-12. Back comes Chris Dunn wearing 11. Gets it to Fontecchio in the lane, floats it up, no good, but Walker Kessler there to clean it up.
That's where Utah's really good. You get that wide pin down for Fontecchio. Fontecchio gets into the paint, gets a shot, but Kessler there to clean it up.
Game tied at 14. Raptors get the ball to Siakam, near side left wing, and Rodney Mott doing his impersonation of one of the Temptations, wheeling his fists and pointing the other way, saying that's a travel. You're going to get the turnover differential you would hope tonight, Javon. You got to take advantage of it.
Yeah, that's where you've got to capitalize. Have to capitalize there.
The new wave version of the microwave into the game. Jordan Clarkson heats it up in a hurry.
He's a modern-day Lou Will, the modern-day Jamal Crawford. Who else?
Well, Vinnie Johnson back in the day, the original microwave. And that line actually came from Utah Jazz front office man Danny Ainge, who was playing against him in Detroit, because at that time the Chicago Bears had William Perry, the fridge. And Danny Ainge said, well, if that guy's a fridge, this guy's a microwave, because he heats up in a hurry. And there it is. Well, and there is a shot clock violation by the Jazz. Good D by Toronto. The shot contested, and it missed the rim. Turn it over, give it to Toronto. Quickly, front court. On the bounce. Gets it to Porter between the rings. Now to Trent in the lane. Gary Trent Jr. misses the floater, but it goes off. Oh, I thought it went off the Utah leg. They're going to say it went off Porter's leg, out of bounds to Utah. I'm not sure about that one, Rodney Mott. Here come the Jazz, front court. 5:14 first quarter, game tied at 14. Kessler gets it to George. Jumper no good. Rebound Fontecchio back up and in. 16-14 Utah. If you're a Canadian basketball fan, you say, wait a minute, I know that name, Keontae George. Yeah, it's the same kid that played in Global Jam last year for Baylor, representing the United States, and he was a first-round pick of the Jazz, 16th overall.
And I thought he was extremely impressive in the Global Jam as well. And talking to some scouts, the big question with him was how in shape would he get, right? And we've seen him in the offseason, essentially using school at the time, but he was really good.
Yeah. Raptor ball, front court. Quickly. Kicks it to Barrett, far side. Right wing, left hand to the middle. RJ into the lane, floats it up, no good. Rebound, Kessler. Here comes Clarkson, far side left wing. Utah by 2, 4:28 first quarter, 16-14. Fontecchio 3 is good. 19-14 Jazz. Biggest lead of the game at 5. Quickly back into the lane, fouled, and then Kessler blocks a shot on the way to the bucket. Emmanuel Quickly with a little kind of stop and go, herky-jerky penetration, and he gets Utah to foul and pick up the foul. Quickly on the line. He's the leading scorer for the Raptors with 8 points. Make it 9 as he knocks down the first free throw.
Since the trade, he's led the Raptors in threes and assists. I like that. When you have that balance, you can put the ball in the hole, and it actually forces defense to play you so much more honest, but also play, the entire Raptors team more honest.
Here comes Utah front court. 19-16 they lead. 4:05 to go first quarter. Clarkson near side, right wing. On the dribble now, gets it to George. Against Barrett. Now straight away, Clarkson drives, gets into the lane, throws it up, no good. Porter did a nice job of playing him and the cutter. And Gary Trent dribbled it like a football, just lost it going front court. Utah returns the favor. Markkanen with a left-hand hook pass off the bounce from left to right into the far corner.
They're going to cough it up. They're going to give it right back to you like you've seen on this play, on this last possession here. I think Gary Trent Jr., he did a great job of playing defense on Clarkson. And Porter got the rebound. Just a little careless with the dribble. But here's the thing, right? Utah's turned the basketball over 4 times, and the Raptors haven't converted on any of them, right? If they're going to cough it up, you've got to put the ball in the hole.
Well, hopefully they will convert on this one. Let's take a break. First quarter action, 3:40 to go, 19-16 Jazz. You're listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050 Toronto.
Love meatballs? You could have spaghetti and meatballs, but why have a dish where they're mentioned second, like an afterthought? With 2-for-1 Pizza's new meatball menu, meatballs are the star of the show with dishes like meatball pizza, with meatballs, green peppers, and red onions starting at just $11.99, or their classic meatball sandwich on 6-inch toasted garlic bread smothered in classic tomato sauce and mozzarella from just $9.99. Order online at 2for1pizza.com.
2-for-1 Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes. Love is in the air. Frank and Marge's daughter is getting married. They want to help with the wedding, but need to organize their finances. With a debt consolidation loan and my telekinesis, I help them consolidate their bills. I promise I won't crash the wedding, but I am free that weekend.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
The traditional sales style of show up and throw up, selling features and benefits of what you sell, is old and ineffective. The way to engage people is not to get them looking outward to your product, but inward to their problems. In the first scenario, they view you as selling. In the second example, they sell themselves, or better discover they want what you have. I'm Randy Hanatko, founder of Train West Management and Consulting. If you're deadly serious about improving your sales and leadership skills, go to trainwest.ca to learn how. That's trainwest.ca.
TSN 1050. Listen anywhere. Stream your favorite shows on your smart speaker. Simply tell your smart speaker to listen to TSN 1050 everywhere you want it.
1916, Jazz leading the Raptors 340 first quarter. Both teams still now struggling to put the ball in the hole. Toronto 4 of 12, Utah 6 of 17. But the Jazz with 3 offensive rebounds for 6 points. And those extra possessions right now, part of the difference. They've had 5 more shots at the basket than Toronto.
Well, you said it. That is the difference, right? That 3 offensive rebounds right there. Just putting easy buckets for himself. And again, for the Raptors, just capitalizing on the turnovers, right? That neither team is scoring easily right now, so you got to take those easy ones and convert.
Siakam inside on Markkanen, gives him the shoulder. The fall away, no good. Rebound Kessler. Here comes Keontae George for Utah in the black with gold trimming. Coming front court, left to right. Clarkson guarded by Trent. Into the corner, Clarkson, catch and shoot, no good. Rebound Siakam, here come the Raptors. On the run with numbers. Pascal to Scotty, to now to Porter underneath. Porter brings it out, gets it to Schroeder. Siakam now between the rings to Trent. Now they get it down to Barnes on Keontae George. Scotty gets to the hoop and is fouled by Walker Kessler. Came over a little bit too late. Great job by Scotty recognizing he had a mouse in the house and didn't wait for any double team to come. He went right away.
Well, he called it, right? You could hear him all the way, through our monitor. And good patience by the Raptors, moving the basketball around the horn and getting it right back into him. Knows he's attacking. He has a small defender on him, but he also has a rookie on him. Gary Trent Jr. has done a good job and some good energy defensively on Clarkson.
On Clarkson, yeah. Yeah.
Top blocking him, and as he's cutting, he's on the shoelaces and getting through screens, over and under screens. There's something that probably won't show up in the stat sheet in the box score, but just making things difficult for him.
Scotty makes 1 of 2 from the line. 19-17 Utah, 240 first quarter. Kelly Olynyk, the Canadian, into the ball game for the Jazz. Now to George straight away. Finds Kessler, drives, lays it up, no good, but the foul on Porter. Screen and roll coverage again, Javon. You've got to have it down, or else you are going to pay in the NBA these days.
That's the NBA game, two-man game. Whether you're running pick and roll from 45 or top of the key like you see here. And then when you have a 7-footer, it makes it even tougher. 7-footer with hands, right? Because this pass here, if you're in drop coverage in no man's land, and you make that pocket pass, and everybody's thinking you have a 7-footer that's going up above the rim. Well, they did a good job dropping it down and a good catch. That's the thing in two-man game. Like you've got to be very, very decisive.
Yeah.
Right. Whether you're stepping up and relying on your rotation, or okay, I'm just going to meet you at the basket.
And I'll say this: the Raptors are a team that they don't just indiscriminately switch. They play it the way you're supposed to sometimes with hedging and all of that. Barnes in the lane, puts it up, blocked by Kessler. 21-17 Utah. The free throw's good from George. Here comes Utah front court on the bounce, and they say that George coming on the dribble handoff stepped on the sideline in front of the Raptor bench. And that will turn it over and give it to Toronto. I believe I said the free throws by Keontae George. They were by Walker Kessler. 21-17 Raptors trailing Utah by 4. 2 minutes to go, first quarter. Schroeder to Trent. Utah playing the zone. Schroeder open three, bang. And Schroeder sticks out that right arm and puts the fingers on the arm like ice water in the veins.
You love that.
I love it.
Love it.
It's near the top of my list. Ochai Agbaji back with a 3 for Utah. Schroeder's 3 celebration. I notice other people taking it too. The Lakers do it because he was there at one point, but it's one of the best 3-point celebrations in the league. I'm going to get your list of those, Javon, at some point.
All right.
Olynyk in the lane on Boucher, leans into him again, floats it up and in.
That's footwork.
26-20. Olynyk gets it down. Jazz by 6, largest lead of the game. Boucher in the middle against the zone, turns and fires a free throw line jumper. He was at the nail, turned around, said, "You guys not going to guard me?"
And that's the weakest part of his zone. And that's exactly why you get it there, and everybody's got to make a decision to get out to shooters. Chris Boucher almost had, it felt like 10 seconds to turn around and get into his shot.
26-22. George drives, and Scotty says, "No, I told y'all earlier, kitchen is not operational all the time when you need it."
And Keontae, he thought he had a straight line drive to the basket, slot drive there. Good job, speed getting by Scotty, but no. That's Scotty for his second block of the night.
Utah misses the jumper. Raptors grab the rebound and bring it back front court. Schroeder, elbow jumper, no good. Far side, here come the Jazz. 30 seconds, first quarter. They lead 26-22. Clarkson walks it over the midcourt stripe with a waist-high right-hand dribble. Now leans over. Knee-high dribble, back and forth, right, left. Works to the far side. Kicks it to Agbaji. Drives into the lane, puts it up and in. Driving layup by Ochai Agbaji over Jonte Porter. Schroeder brings it front court for Toronto. 10 seconds left. Raptors down 6. Schroeder drive, kick out. Scotty, shot fake, 3 in the air, good, down the bottom of the well. 1.1 seconds to go. Utah will inbound, and Olynyk doesn't even get it off. 28-25, Utah by 1 after a quarter. Kelly should have attempted that. I got a rule for the competition committee. Anytime a guy takes a shot from his own side of center with less than 10 seconds to go, shouldn't count as a field goal attempt. It's like a foul. Only if it goes in, you get the and one. But if not, it's nothing. That would encourage guys to put those up.
Yeah.
Because they're all watching their percentages.
Yeah, looking at percentages. And that's what percentages count for those contracts.
Hey, ask Toddy. That's how you get the money. 28-25. Utah by 3. Second quarter when we come back. You're listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball across the TSN radio network.
At Trillium Health Partners, we're ready to see you. Not just as a patient, but as a person. A person who needs innovative care with a human touch. A person with a life, with hopes, and with fears. At Trillium Health Partners, we'll see the whole you. Our nurses, our doctors, and our staff. Because when we care for the whole person, our whole community gets stronger. Trillium Health Partners, we see you. Learn more at weseeyou.ca.
Canadian Blood Services is pleased to share some important news.
Now even more of us can make all the difference to patients across Canada.
If you lived or spent time in the United Kingdom, Republic of Ireland or France during the mad cow disease outbreak, you may now be eligible to donate blood and plasma in Canada and help ensure that patient need will continue to be met now and into the future.
Visit blood.ca or download the Give Blood app to learn more. Together, we are Canada's lifeline.
The holiday season is officially behind us. The eggnog is gone and the decorations will soon be packed away. But maybe not Carol's next door. She leaves hers up all year long. I've never understood why. With Sunwing Vacations, say goodbye to January blues and hello to savings. Picture this: palm trees swaying, crystal clear waters, and not a fruitcake in sight. So long, awkward family moments. Paradise is calling. Book with your local travel agent or...
First Up with Korolnik and Koliakovo. Weekday morning 6 till 10 on TSN 1050.
You ain't first, you're last.
Second quarter about to start. Second quarter. And the action delivered by Alpine Credits. You own your home and need a loan. Alpine Credits can help. Get approved at alpinecredits.ca. Utah 28. Toronto 25. Toronto ball coming front court in the white jerseys, right to left. Schroeder, Trent, Barrett, Barnes, Boucher. Trent gets it to Schroeder. Open three, far side. Bang. Back rim, front rim, backboard and out. Here come the Jazz. George, far side. Right hand to the middle. Utah in black with gold trimming. Abaji drives from the far side, floats it up to Collins, who midair catches it and puts it in. Utah up 30-25.
Yeah, Scotty was in a tough position there.
Barnes, elbow jumper, no good. Rebound, Abaji. Here comes Clarkson, front court. Near side, right wing, gets a switch on Boucher. Now gets it to Olynyk. Into the lane, kicks it. Abaji, three, no good. Rebound knocked away. Utah has it. Clarkson, steady dribble and knocks a triple in up top.
Second chance points, right? And Toronto just a bit loose defensively on the two last possessions. A penetration and, RJ gambling, which essentially causes the advantage. Now you get an offensive rebound and Clarkson gets knocked down from three.
Trent on the dribble. Loses it, but it goes off Olynyk, out of bounds. It'll stay with Toronto. 33-25, Utah by 8. Barnes up top. Pull-up jumper on Collins, great move. Scotty drives him back and knocks down the elbow jumper.
So tough to guard, right? Because as an offensive player, you have the advantage. Scotty sweeps. Now the defense is recovering. He just stops on a dime.
In the lane. Utah and Jordan Clarkson get a 8-point lead restored for the Jazz, 35-27. Barnes drives, gets into the lane, and is fouled hard by Collins. Scotty was looking to put people on a poster on that one. Didn't quite happen, though. And he'll get a couple of free throws.
And Collins and Keontae George just miscommunication there. Keontae telling Collins he's got to go under that goal screen there. But he's just too quick, too long, gets to the basket with speed and force.
Well, it was a good foul because Scotty missed a free throw. Thad Young in. Chris Boucher out. Eight points, couple rebounds, and as Javon's reminded you, a couple of block shots already for Scotty B. Misses both free throws, but it's tipped right back to him. On the bounce now, he backs out. High above the arc, left side, near wing. Three ball over John Collins, clean, down the bottom of the well for Barnes. Doesn't get the two, but it works out for the better with a triple.
We'll take it.
Murphy's Law working for Utah that says sometimes even when you win, you lose.
Well, even with this lineup right now, if Scotty's playing the 5, he's either going to be matched up with Collins or Kelly Olynyk, and both guys he can attack, he can take off the dribble, get to the rim. That's
Clarkson sweeps near side right wing, sweeps the ball low. They're going to get the foul on Gary Trent Jr. They were crowding him a little bit, and I don't know, Javon. That's one of those. It's a foul, but is it a basketball play or is it just a play that tries to get a foul?
Well, even before this play, I think my problem is not there, right? But the first bucket he had was from an offensive rebound, right? He sees that ball go through the hoop. The second play, he has a straight line drive to the basket. Now he feels more comfortable, more confident in his ability and what he's doing. He's gonna get those calls. It's just an aggressive take.
Raptors in the zone. Abaji, corner three, no good. Rebound knocked away. Collins has it, finds Olynyk. Drives into the lane. Behind the back pass to Collins, far side. Into the lane to Olynyk. Utah still standing in the key. Kelly drives, throws it away. His pass to a cutting Abaji couldn't be handled. Raptors get the stop defensively.
Well, two things this team is going to do. Offensive rebound and turn the basketball over. They have 6 apiece in both categories.
35-30 Utah. 8:56 first half. Barrett, top of the lane. Hesitates, drives, tries to find Thad Young, and the foul is called on the ground. Maybe a little too unselfish there for RJ. I could have seen him elevating to the cup and trying to get that one down. Instead, he does get the foul called on the Jazz. RJ this time drives, lays it up, blocked by Abaji. But Utah gives it up. Here come the Raptors. Barnes lays it in, far side. Will Hardy just calls a timeout, flailing his arms in the air like, what are you guys doing? It's treat the ball like money.
7 of those things. Coughing it up. Good tip by RJ. Thad Young with a crisp pass to Scotty. Scotty does a great job, tremendous job. Catches it on the fly, in air, keeps the ball high above his head, and just lays it, delivers it off of the glass.
8:38 second quarter, 35-32 Utah. Let's take a timeout. This is Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050 Toronto.
There are many peculiar words in the English language. Words like salivigant, peregrinate, nemophilus, peripatetic, and conviviality. Yet, there is no word for getting the most out of winter in your Subaru, thanks to symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and X-Mode. Until now. We call it unhibernate, as in while your neighbors stay home, you'll be unhibernating all winter in your Subaru. So peregrinate to your local Subaru dealer today, and welcome to uncommon winter confidence.
Hey Raptor fans, what's better than the team winning on the court? A win for the kids and a win for you. When you play the MLSE Foundation 50-50 jackpot, you help communities get kids and youth off the sidelines and onto the court. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. Will you be a winner this season? Only one way to know. Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Bonjour.
Hello.
Voudriez-vous apprendre une autre langue?
Would you like to learn another language?
Como l'italiano?
Like Italian.
O español?
Or Spanish. With Babbel, learning a language is
fácil.
Easy. Lessons take just 10 minutes a day and are voiced by real native speakers designed for all levels of learners. Right now, Babbel is offering radio listeners 55% off their subscription. Visit babbel.com/radio. That's BABBEL.com/radio for 55% off.
TSN 1050. Listen anywhere. Stream us on iHeartRadio, the TSN app, or on Apple CarPlay. TSN 1050. Everywhere you want it.
Paul Jones, Javon Shepherd here in our Toronto studios. 35-32. Jazz leading the Raptors. 8:38 to go. First half. At the end of the half, you'll hear from Jim Taddy, Warren Ward, and Josh Lewinberg. Behind the glass tonight, producer Josh Pulis and technical producer Matt Cardadero. All right, the Raptors kind of hanging in, a long road trip. You're at the end of it, Javon, and you just kind of keep fighting right now.
Keep fighting, but you also don't want to get too ahead of yourself and get home too early, right? You
That's the key.
This one.
Yeah, that's the key. Utah ball, front court. In the black with the gold trim. Clarkson, Collins, George, Abaji, and Olynyk. Jumper no good. Rebound. Utah, what do you know? Runs it down. Abaji quickly to the ball. Raptors playing what is kind of a funky zone. Gary Trent Jr. got caught in the middle of the zone. Normally a place normally reserved for your biggest rim protecting rebounder kind of player. And what do you know? He gets the foul called. as Kelly Olynyk drives to the tin.
Yeah, they're going with that 3-guard front quickly. Schroeder and Gary Trent Jr. and both quickly and Schroeder are two smaller guards at 6'2". Gary Trent at 6'3". So they've got to be a bit more active because Utah is also sending 3-4 guys to the offensive glass. Most teams tend to get back, but these guys, they're hounds, right? They're getting down there to being tough, playing with force and getting on the glass.
36-32, one free throw made for Olynyk. Raptors back right to left in the white. Barnes on Collins. Leans in and is fouled. Scotty was dancing around the free throw line. He said, hang on a second. Let's get it to the basket. As one of my old coaches said, there are two great plays in this world, Jones. I said, what are they, Coach? He said, a streetcar named Desire and take it to the basket. He said, I know you ain't seen a streetcar named Desire, so.
Take it to the basket. Well, you look at this matchup for Scotty right now, and you can just tell he doesn't respect Collins as a defender.
Right.
He's squaring him up, looking him in his eyes, and just attacking the rim, right? Taking any shot that he really wants. Not having a great day at the free throw line, 2 for 6, but every time that ball touches his hands and Collins is in front of him, he's in attack mode.
Raptors in the zone, 36-33. Abaji corner 3, good. That kid can shoot it from out there, Javon.
It helps when you have Markkanen sending that screen on the outside of the zone. Gary Trent Jr. couldn't get over it. He was fighting, but Abaji knocked it down with all the time in the world.
Barnes gets into lane, misses the baby hook. Abaji, 2 of 5 tonight from distance. 39-33. Utah by 6. Markkanen 3, missed everything but the floor. It's an air ball. And that'll give it back to Toronto. Let's see if the Raptors can crawl a little closer here. Barnes sits down. And Schroeder into the ball game. Schroeder quickly. Thad Young, Siakam, and Barrett. Barrett, top of the lane, drives into the lane, floats it up, no good. Rebound, Thad Young. Did not like the fact that he was called on a foul on a push on Olynyk. Kelly, a veteran like Thad, 11 years in, he felt a little touch in the back and jumped forward to accentuate the contact, and Thad Young takes the foul. Thad not happy.
And you have RJ. RJ's also looking at the rim like he can't believe it, right? He wants a call. He's attacked the rim a number of times, and 4 times rather on the night, and just hasn't got anything. They ran that pistol action on the right side of the floor, get him to his left hand, and it looked like he had all the time he needed.
Alley-oop dunk by Markkanen gives Utah an 8-point lead, largest of the game at 41-33. Siakam straight away on Olynyk. Pull up elbow jumper near side. No good. Rebound. Here comes Utah. Dangerous time for the Raptors. Clarkson on the bounce. Gets it to Markkanen. Catch and shoot 3. It's 11. 44-33. And Darko gets his fire hose out. He wants to wet everything down. Jazz by 11.
Ball sticking a bit too much for the Raptors right now. Everybody's trying to do it themselves, figure it out. On the other end, 11 assists, 50 on 15 made baskets for the Utah Jazz. Moving the basketball, shooting it, clicking, rolling.
Timeout on the floor, 44-33 Jazz, 6:36 first half. This is Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050 Toronto.
Well, Callum, when you're right, you're right.
What was I right about this time?
You said we would see a big increase in the sale of engagement rings in December.
The average couple gets engaged about 39 months after they first meet.
People weren't meeting new people during the COVID lockdown, but December was the 39th month since the end of it.
The ripple effect of the COVID lockdown is why engagement ring sales were below average for 3 years.
Below average sales is why there is a worldwide surplus of diamonds right now.
Which explains why diamond prices are so low.
Created diamonds and natural diamonds.
But that surplus will dwindle pretty quickly, I think.
We set a new record for engagement ring sales in December, just like you said we would. I like it when you're right, Callum.
I like to be right, Michael.
Valentine's Day is on the way.
My favorite holiday and a great time to get engaged.
And diamond prices are still low, low, low.
Why settle for a smaller diamond when you can get a bigger one for the same price?
Spence, located in Vaughan, Scarborough, and Mississauga.
Most salespeople assume that failure to immediately answer a prospect's questions will be seen as evasive and result in loss of the sale. When a prospect starts pumping you for info before you have established any ground rules for the conversation, they are stealing your information. Having the inner strength to say, I'd love to answer that, but before I do, can I ask you a few questions, is critical. If you're deadly serious about improving your sales and leadership skills, go to trainwest.ca to learn how. That's trainwest.ca.
Overdrive, Toronto's favorite way to drive home. Weekdays 4 to 7 on TSN 1050.
The horse is bucking and the Raptors are trying to stay on. 44-33. Utah leading by 11. It was 36-33 at the 8:15 mark. And less than 2 minutes later, the lead has gone from 3 to double figures, 11, the largest of the game for the Jazz. We just got a shot of Utah president Danny Ainge, a BYU Cougar, so he's right at home there in the state of Utah. And he's the guy running the ship, running the business for the Jazz. Raptor ball front court. Out of the timeout. Great job on the horns action. Two guys high. Siakam coming off the screen and is fouled. Raptors going to get to the line to stop the bleeding. 44-33 Utah. Siakam first free throw good. Pascal and most of the Raptors been kind of quiet so far tonight.
Yeah, the game that just hasn't really had a real flow yet on both sides. Obviously, you know, Utah's picked it up in the last 3 minutes here. But I still feel like it's almost like the guys are still getting warm.
Yeah. This is what happens sometimes. You're just sluggish at the end of the trip. Raptors called on the foul. Little screening action by the Jazz. And Toronto nailed on the foul. R.J. Barrett called on the foul against Markkanen.
End of the road trip, but I wouldn't be in a rush to get back to all this snow, Jonesy.
No.
It took me an hour and a half to get here. And it's usually a 26-minute cruise in.
My 38-minute drive was an hour 25. So, man, I was slaloming away on some of those roads. Like a ride in an amusement park, but not a whole lot of fun. Barrett to Siakam, far corner. Right side, left hand into the lane. Gets Markkanen in the air, floats it up, no good. Wanted the foul call, did not get it. Here come the Jazz. Alley-oop. Sexton comes down in the lane. Forces it up against Schroeder, no good. Here come the Raptors back with it. Barrett to Siakam. Pascal fouled in the lane. It was on the pass, so would not be surprised to see it not involve any shots. Yet another Utah turnover. They're 7th, but the Raptors only
5 points.
Getting 5 points. I mean, coaches defensively can handle 1 point per turnover. But if you're on the other end, man, and you get 7 turnovers, you better be looking at 10, 12, 14 points.
Yeah. Those should be gimmies, especially if they're live ball turnovers, right?
And
Which
you're running the break with the spacing done properly?
A number of them have been live ball ones. Because right away, at the very least, you have a 4-on-3.
Siakam first free throw good. Second one no good. 46-36 Utah. 5:45 second quarter. Sexton up top. On the bounce to Clarkson behind the screen. The jumper good. Schroeder put on his wallet running into the screen. Utah up 13, 49-36. Schroeder drives at Clarkson. Finds Porter into the lane. He's got Clarkson wheels, and Clarkson fouled him. Really good recognition there by Jonte Porter saying, hey, wait a minute. I got a 6'5" guy on me.
He was just a ball player here, right? And he had a similar matchup against the Clippers. I don't remember who he's matched up against. He had it on that right.
5:19 first half. Raptors trailing Utah by 11. Sexton near side, right wing above the arc. Left hand to the middle, gets it to Olynyk. Comes on the guard around, gets into the lane and lays it in. Sexton with 9. The lead 13 for Utah, 51-38. Siakam drives, Schroeder corner 3 on the kick out. Bang in the bottom of the well. 51-41. 10-point lead for the Jazz. Clarkson far side on quickly. Manuel shuts him down. They get it back to Sexton. Tries to pass it to Clarkson. Picked off by a digging Schroeder. Raptors advance it, and R.J. Barrett's contested layup is missed. Olynyk back for Utah. He throws it away. Luckily, it bounces off a Raptor foot to Clarkson. Up top against Porter. Clarkson drive, floated up. Porter blocks it. Quickly tried to give it to Siakam, who was running out, and they end up turning it over. Back comes Sexton. Markkanen. Clarkson into the corner. Olynyk, floater, no good. Rebound, Porter.
You got to just settle down now.
Schroeder says, give me that thing.
And just get something in the half.
Yeah, point guard says, give me that thing. Let's run something. Siakam far side on Sexton. Backs him onto the block. Sexton turns, knocks it away. No foul call. It'll be Toronto ball.
That's a good job by Sexton, right? Anticipating, okay, I'm going to use my strength because Pascal, he's coming to post me up and use his height, his size advantage. Good job getting low to him, lower center of gravity, and meeting him on the turn. But sloppy play for both teams the last 4 or 5 possessions here.
Barnes to inbound, right baseline, far side, adjacent to the Utah bench. Gets it to Siakam. Right in front of Markkanen. Kicks it up top to Porter. Steps into a 3. It's short. Long rebound, Clarkson. Runs out. Now into the corner, far side. Clarkson against quickly. Turns, drives, baseline. Floats it up and in. Jordan Clarkson gives Utah a 12-point lead, 53-41. Back comes Barnes, kick it out. Barrett, 3, no good. Rebound tipped away. Here come the Jazz. 3 minutes to go, first half. Sexton on the run. Kicks it up top. Olynyk sets the feet. 3 in the air, good. The lead is 15 for Utah, 56-41. Toronto on the ropes right now. Barnes to Porter. Now to Quickly. Deep 3 up top. Good. Quickly sprays a little bit of water on the fire. 56-44. Another one in the bottom of the well for IQ. He's 3 of 3 from distance tonight. 13 points. Toronto still trailing 56-44. 2.5 second quarter. Olynyk, another 3. No good. Rebound, Porter. Outlet Quickly. Gets it to Siakam, far side, drive, kick it out. Porter to Barnes. Above the arc, left wing, near side. Right hand to the middle, drive, floated up, no good. Fouled by Olynyk. And Scotty will get a couple of free throws. Barnes will go to the line. 2:11 to go. That's what's left. Second quarter. Scotty's free throw good. Raptors trying to get this thing inside of double figures. Jim Taddy, Warren Ward, Josh Lewenberg at halftime. Paul Jones, Javon Shepard here, Josh Pulis, Matthew Cardadero behind the glass. Scotty makes 1 of 2. Raptors 13 of 20 from the line tonight. Olynyk in the lane, shot fake, drive, lay it in against Porter. 58-45, 13-point Utah lead, under 2 minutes first half. Siakam to Barnes. Scotty above the arc, far side, right wing, now gets to the elbow. Turn, kick it out quickly. Drives into the lane, floated up, no good. Rebound, Sexton. Picks it up on the bounce and brings it front court. Right side near wing to Olynyk straight away. Drives on Porter. Has it knocked away by Barnes, and they're going to call the foul on Scotty. So Toronto still having their issues. Olynyk will go to the line for two. First one good from Olynyk, 59-45. Utah lead 14. Lead has been as many as 15. Olynyk's second free throw, no good. Rebound Barrett. Been a quiet night for RJ tonight. So far, no points on the board. Drives now, finds Porter. It's knocked away. Utah steals it coming front court and quickly fouls Sexton. (59-45) Utah. 14-point lead, minute 15, first half.
Yeah, no, the Raptors have shot the ball well, 8 for 13 from 3. But outside of that, they're 4 for 21, from 2. And that's been a tough thing. A number of drives that RJ has made at the basket. They've done a good job of just giving him space, but beating him with the left hand, at the rim with the left hand. And, Scotty's had some open ones. 5 for 10 for him, and Pascal 1 for 4. But just not able to make some of those chippies, those jump shots and around the basket. Then you get into a little bit selfish play, and guys wanting to figure it out themselves. The offense just doesn't look fluid, ball sticking a bit.
Well, they're looking at this play to see if it was a transition take foul. Certainly wasn't a clear path. He wasn't on the other side of center. I thought Quickly was making a play on the ball. And it'll be interesting to see what they come away with. Raptors trailing right now 59-45. Rodney Mott and James Capers, the veterans. Rodney Mott, he's always got that white rag, the white towel, the small towel, wiping himself, keeping the sweat off him during the game. Let's hear what the decision is.
Following review, we have an unsuccessful challenge. The shoulder contact by the defender is a defensive foul. We have 2 free throws because we are in the penalty, and they lose their timeout.
So, unsuccessful challenge by the Raptors. I thought they were looking at whether it was a clear path or a take foul. Has Darko won a challenge this year? Maybe he's trying to slow something down or change the momentum. Sexton misses the free throw. Well, the Raptors get a bit of a break there. 59-45. Utah by 14, make it 15, 60-45. Second free throw good for Sexton. All right, can the Raptors climb the hill? That's what it's about right now. Quickly to Siakam, far side. And he had both feet going. And they're going to call it a travel on Siakam, turn it over, and give it to the Jazz.
Markkanen's done that twice, right? He knows his scouting report. When Pascal gets that running start, he wants to get downhill to that right hand. He's not even playing aggressively. He's just meeting him on the right side of the floor.
Backing off, yeah, backing off. Clarkson straight away for Utah. Works left, far side, above the arc. Now gets it to Sexton between the arc and the hash mark, far side. Into the lane, floats it up and in on Barrett. 62-45, 17-point Utah lead. Barnes in the lane to Porter. Underneath, Porter lays it up and in. The Raptors finally get a hoop to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, yours, young fella. Scotty, that's where Scotty's, he really excels. He can play pick and roll, but his passes are over the top of the defense.
Sexton drive on Barrett and is fouled as he got to the basket. So Colin Sexton going to go to the line for 2 more. With as much force as he plays with, people forget Colin Sexton's pretty quick and he's pretty fast.
And he's tough.
Oh, he's tough. Young bull, like he is.
1 year at Alabama, 8th pick to Cleveland. And, you know, the thing is, we talk about his speed and his quickness. If you're pressuring him 30 feet out and he gets that running start, they got 5 out. They're playing 5 out. You know, it's going to be tough for anybody to meet him at the basket. There he got RJ beat. RJ had no other chance but to other choice but to foul him.
64-47 Utah, 25 seconds first half. Raptors just trying to get to their stool as a fighter and get the smelling salts for the next round. Barnes drives, kicks quickly, near side, floater up, no good. 10 seconds in the half, here comes Utah. They lead by 17. Clarkson on the bounce, gets it to Markkanen. Pull up, 3, no good. That's about all that didn't go for Utah in the first half. They lead the Raptors by 17, 64-47 at recess.
Well, it was a good half for Utah, right? But at the same time, for the Raptors, you know, this team has turned the basketball over. Again, you've got to capitalize on those opportunities there, especially if the ball's not flowing, the ball's not dropping, you know, on your end, lids on the basket. You got to capitalize on the turnovers. You really got to box out and keep Utah off those second chance opportunities, and they do a good job off of the ball moving, right? I know sometimes you get caught ball watching, but it's a team that really, you know, they excel off of screens. They excel cutting to the basket. So got to be aware of that in the second half.
64-47 Utah at halftime. Jim Taddy, Warren Ward, Josh Lewenberg up next. You're listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball across the TSN radio network.
Love meatballs? You could have spaghetti and meatballs, but why have a dish where they're mentioned second, like an afterthought? With 2-for-1 Pizza's new meatball menu, meatballs are the star of the show with dishes like meatball pizza, with meatballs, green peppers, and red onions starting at just $11.99, or their oven-baked meatballs, baked in their classic tomato sauce topped with Italian herbs for just $10.99. Order online at 2for1pizza.com.
LG Home Comfort has an unbelievable offer. A free heat pump that heats and cools your home. That's right. You get a pump, you get a pump, and you get a pump. LG Home Comfort is making heat pumps free. Just pay the HST. Normally this would cost thousands, but LG Home Comfort has dropped the price of a heat pump with install to the same price as the rebate. But the guaranteed rebate is ending soon, so call today. 1-855-725-PUMP. That's 1-855-725-PUMP. Or visit lghomecomfort.ca.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
It's a bird. It's a plane. Oh, it's just me helping the city with my super strength. And help is what we did for Dave and Keith. They wanted a new living room, and we're approved for a home renovation loan. I'm invited to their next potluck, and I'm bringing my famous hero dip. I basically just melt a jar of cheese with my super.
What's up, Leafs fans? Another awesome night here on TSI. Thank you to each and every one of you for hanging out with us. Please don't forget to hit that like button as it helps bring more Leafs fans into the chat. The more the better. A big shout out to our insiders and VIP members. Your support is truly appreciated. I cannot explain to you what it means for this community. Please consider joining our community. It's only 99 cents a month. I made it as low as possible so that we can get more and more people joining our community. Awesome member exclusive emojis in the chat during these Leafs games, and add your name to the scroll down below. Anyways, enough of the necessary evils to keep growing this amazing Toronto sports community and Maple Leafs community. Back to Leafs hockey. Go Leafs go. I'll see you guys in the chat. Peace.
In as little as 3 minutes. The best part? No nonsense, fixed prices, stated up front. Go to Vexit.com and see for yourself. That's VEXXIT.com.
1 in 2 people struggling with their mental health aren't getting the help they need. That's why for Bell Let's Talk Day, we're highlighting organizations such as NAFC. They support friendship centers offering programs, services, and help to improve the well-being of Indigenous people living in urban environments across Canada. To find out more about the National Association of Friendship Centers or to discover other resources that create real change in mental health every day, visit bell.ca/let's talk.
Tangerine Raptors basketball is on TSN 1050. The Raptors live here.
And trailing big time at the half, 64-47. I got ahead of myself. 64-47 for the Jazz over the Raptors. Jim Taddy, Warren Ward, and Josh Lewenberg with you. And we'll get to the stat of the half later, but I'm sure it's going to be this one. 8 of 13 from the outside for the Raptors. 13 of 36 overall. What's up with that, Warren?
Tough shooting night. I mean, that's to say the least. I mean, they're just not converting right now. I heard Javon say it a little earlier. Like, the ball is sticking a lot more, than we've seen. And look at the numbers in terms of the assist totals. They only have 9. So that just goes to show you, the ball isn't moving as fluid. And the Raptors are at their best when the ball is moving. So, but again, you're not going to win many games when you're 13 for 36. Luckily, it's only halftime. We've seen Utah come back, and I'm assuming the Raptors will, mount some sort of comeback in this second half.
It's an unusual game so far, I would say, just based on what we've seen from the Raptors recently, especially offensively. Their offense has been clicking, the ball has been moving, and shots have been falling. And to some degree, shots are falling tonight. I mean, the Raptors 8 for 13 from beyond the arc, as Taddy, you mentioned, but they're not hitting their free throws, which, of course, we've seen a bunch this year, just 13 for 20 from the line. But the stat that really jumps out right now, in addition to just shooting poorly inside the arc in general, but specifically at the rim and inside of the paint, the Raptors just 3 for 15 in the paint. Obviously, Walker Kessler has been a deterrent there when he's been on the floor, but he's only played 7 minutes, I should say, and he's the only real shot blocking presence that Utah has on the active roster. Granted, this Jazz team is big, and clearly the Raptors are having issues with the size of their opponent, obviously being undersized themselves, but there really isn't a big shot blocker on the floor if Walker Kessler isn't out there, and that's where I think some of the confusion comes in, just in terms of the Raptors' decision-making offensively. They've got to look to attack here. They've done a decent job of getting to the free throw line. It's just been about knocking down their free throws and obviously finishing once they get to the rim. That's been the biggest problem offensively.
Maybe it could be as simple as, Golden State Sunday, LA, and Utah. I mean, that's 4 games in 6 nights. That's fairly compressed. What do you think, Warren?
It is. No, you're not wrong. But at the same time, that's what you get paid for. So that's not an excuse, to the free throw shooting, it's not good enough, of course, and I think overall, I mean, it's a lot of basketball games and it's, different coverages every night. And then again, you lose some tough ones on the road as well. But this is the last one against a team that beat you. You give up 36 points in the second quarter. That's obviously, the biggest difference. Utah is surging. They're also hot, but at the same time, the Raptors haven't played their game totally. And that's where the part where they say, okay, well, there's room for improvement here. Excuses aside, it's a lot of games, but that's the job. And at the end of the day, you need to perform, and they're almost there, but they're going to have to come out in the first 5 minutes of the third quarter and show that they're still in contention to win the game.
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect to this Utah team. We talked a lot about them before the game and how well they've been playing. They're deep. They're talented. They've won 9 of their last 11 games for a reason. But with that said, like the Clippers are a much better team. And if the Raptors were playing like they did in LA against the Clippers the other night tonight with Pascal Siakam in the lineup, they're not down by 17 points right now. It's just a matter of they need to be sharper offensively. And then just a little bit more attention to detail defensively, I would say. There were a few plays where, like, they went under on screens against Jordan Clarkson, things you just can't do. But, I mean, some of it also is, I think, just kind of playing bigger than they are, which was something we also flagged before the game. The Jazz, they're one of the best rebounding teams in the NBA, second in rebounding percentage, and the disparity on the boards right now is even bigger, I think, than we imagined that it might be before the game. 31-14 for Utah on the boards, and it's everyone, really. I mean, Kelly Olynyk has 7 rebounds, but then you've got 3 guys with 4 boards. The Raptors' leading rebounder has 3, you know, so it's got to be a team effort. Like, you've got to play bigger than you are, as I said, on the glass, and just make sure, like, you got to box your guy out. And even if you're not going to get the rebound yourself, like, just make sure the guy that you're boxing out isn't going to get the rebound. And those sort of things aren't happening right now. The Jazz have 9 more shots than the Raptors do, and that's just about maximizing possessions.
I'm going to go with the positive here. I mean, this was the second quarter where there was just a bad void. The last time they met at Scotiabank Arena, it was the fourth quarter. So a whole half here, Warren, to sort this out.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, that's the positive part, is that there's still, there's still 24 minutes left in this game. You can correct a lot of the things that haven't gone well. You know, the free throw shooting to start with. I mean, the Raptors haven't shot the ball well, but they're not out of the game. I'd love to see them attack the rim a bit more. And, of course, the rebounding. You know, you have to rebound against this team. Utah already with 31 rebounds and 6 of them offensive. So, you know, the Raptors only have 1 O board in this half. So, you know, you have to rebound against this team. They're big. Yes, the Raptors are undersized, but at the same time, they do have dynamic players. It's just more about creating plays, you know what I mean, for one another. And hopefully, you know, the Raptors can go ahead and, you know, knock down some shots and get everyone else involved.
Well, and that's a good point too, right? Because Barnes has been really good and super aggressive to start, 15 points. Emmanuel quickly has 13 points. But outside of that, pretty quiet for Pascal Siakam in his return from back injury. 7 points, but just 1 for 4 from the field. And then outside of that, like RJ Barrett, who's been red hot, he doesn't have a point. He's 0 for 7. Nothing from Thad Young. The bench, just 12 points. And you're going up against one of the deepest teams in the league. The Jazz have 31 bench points. So you're going to need a few more guys to step in here and contribute. And yeah, hopefully get some payback, because, Jim, as you mentioned, this was a team that came into the Raptors building 3 weeks ago and overcame a 17-point deficit. And guess what? The Raptors are down 17 points at the half, so they have a chance to do the same thing here. And as you mentioned, they've got a little bit more time to do it too, because the Raptors, they were up 17 with 17 minutes left. Utah's up 17 with 24 minutes left. But yeah, can't waste any time here. This is going to be an important stretch to begin the third quarter.
Josh, thanks very much. Appreciate it, and look forward to talking with the both of you at the end of the game. The Raptors' first half stat is brought to you by your Ontario Subaru dealers. Hurry to your local Subaru dealer to get more out of every kilometer this fall, including more karaoke. So some of these numbers just jump off the page. I mean, in terms of bench points, 31-12 for Utah. Points in the paint, 24-6 for Utah. The rebounds, 31-14 for Utah. In that second quarter, 3-14 for 17 for the Utah Jazz, and the Raptors came up with only 6, 1, and 5. So there's a big uphill climb here, but not insurmountable. And we'll find out what happens next with the second half. This is Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050.
Salespeople are not likely to consistently implement a particular selling strategy or technique, regardless of how effective it may be, unless it's part of an overall behavioral plan. And they're not likely to implement a behavioral plan unless it's supported by the appropriate attitude and outlook. At Train West Online Academy, our sales training and development program addresses all areas necessary for your success. If you're deadly serious about improving your skills, go to trainwest.ca to learn more. Trainwest.ca.
Whatever the weather, CMC Markets is here to help. Planning for a rainy day? Enjoy $0 commission on U.S. and Canadian share CFDs. Riding out the storm? Get ahead of the curve with lightning-fast execution speeds. Blue skies ahead? Go with the trusted broker backed by over 30 years experience. Switch to CMC Markets and join over 275,000 global traders. Learn more at cmcmarkets.ca. FX spreads apply. CFDs involve a high degree of risk. Member Canadian Investor Protection Fund. Umbrella not included.
Step onto treadmill. Start playlist. Skip song. Skip song. Skip song. Hear your jam, come on. Turn up speed. Run to the beat and feel like you're the lead in a music video. It's a treadmill workout. Join for $7.99 every 2 weeks at fitforless.ca and experience fitness simplified. Some conditions apply. Fit for less. Everybody happy.
Good morning. Baby, it's a brand new day.
Experience a different tomorrow with Norwegian Cruise Line. Book today and get 50% off your cruise to Alaska, Europe, and beyond. Plus, everyone can enjoy their vacation with free unlimited open bar, free specialty dining, and more. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Offer ends soon. Norwegian Cruise Line. Ships registry the Bahamas and USA. Restrictions apply.
The rest of my life gon' start today.
There's no better way to drive home than with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog. Overdrive, every weekday, 4 to 7 p.m. on TSN 1050.
Third quarter about to start. Jazz leading the Raptors 64-47. And as always, your third quarter is delivered by 2-for-1 Pizza. The way it is outside tonight, Javon, call a pizza and we might get stuck here in the studio the way the snow's going.
You and me, brother.
Right now we could get 2 medium pizzas, 4 toppings combined for just $20.99. I know what you're going to eat. Visit 2for1pizza.com.
As long as there's pineapple on there, we get ourselves.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Get a little ginger ale. We can sit down and watch a couple games.
Stuck watching football this weekend. Although if you're in this area, the Buffalo Bills are paying people, I think, $20 an hour to come with their own shovel and help move snow. I think that with the exchange, it's like $25 an hour Canadian.
I need about 40.
Well, they wouldn't have me out there for an hour. I'd be frozen after 20 minutes. And the Raptors were ice cold in that first half. Maybe they can get it going here. Jonte Porter floats one up from the short corner near side right wing to start the half. No good. Back come the Jazz. In the black, moving right to left. Chris Dunn, Colin Sexton, John Collins, Lowry Markkanen, and Simone Fontecchio. Fontecchio, 3, good, near corner left side. The Jazz by 20, 67-47.
Good cross-court pass to the baseline, quickly Xing out.
Siakam in the lane, spins, fouled by Markkanen. Gets the bucket, and he'll go to the line for one more. Pascal trying to punch back for Toronto.
Change for Toronto. Darko going with Porter in the starting lineup for Thad Young. And Gary Trent Jr. for R.J. Barrett. R.J. struggling in that first half. 0 for 7, 0 for 2, 3 rebounds. Just didn't seem to have that same pop that we've seen. Utah was doing a good job meeting him at the rim on that left hand.
Well, Siakam makes free throw. So the three-point play cuts the lead to 17, 67-50 Utah. Sexton drive in the lane. Between bodies, puts it up. They swing it. Fontecchio 3, got it again. Simone Fontecchio knocks down another one. 3 of 5 from distance tonight. He's got 11 points. Raptors trail by 20. Quickly. Kicks it out to Barnes. Scotty drives on Fontecchio. Lays it up. No good. Can't get it down. And here comes Utah looking for more. Markkanen fouled by Siakam. Pascal upset with the call by James Capers. I can kind of read Pascal saying, I do that all the time, and they treat me like a defensive lineman rushing the quarterback the way they bounce me, and there's no call. Utah inbound. The Raptors knock it away. It'll stay with the Jazz right side. Far wing inbounding near midcourt. Front court. Chris Dunn to Markkanen. His three up top is good. Biggest lead of the game right now for Utah at 23.
Well, I mentioned this earlier to you, Jonesy, right? They only shoot this three. Utah only shoots 35% on the season. Good job by Porter there, stepping out and knocking it down. But 35%, that doesn't mean much when you're shooting a high volume.
Yes.
Right? And they're a team that can get hot. You can see it. Fontecchio is knocked down 2. Markkanen is knocked down 1 to start the half. That changes the game real fast.
Fontecchio drives, lays it in. As Javon said, Porter's 3 in the bottom of the well, cut it to 20. But now it's 22, 75-53 Utah. Trent drive, the floater no good. Rebound tipped up, Porter no good. Gets it, kicks it out. Siakam 3 straight away, good. Raptors trying to hang tight. Hold on to the rope, down 75-56, 19-point deficit, 9:20. Third quarter. Chris Dunn drives near side, cut off by Quickly. Gets into the lane, floats it up and in. Raptors back quickly. Drive into the lane, off balance floater, no good. Gets it back. Dribbles it out to the corner, kick to Trent. His 3 in the air, no good. Rebound, John Collins. Tough night for Gary Trent, 0 of 2, 0 of 3. Sexton on the drive, far side. On Porter, now backs out. Steps back, 3 in the air, good. Colin Sexton knocks it down. 80-56, 24-point lead for Utah. They are 13 of 27 tonight from distance.
Well, and flat out, you've got to get Utah off of the three-point line right now because they're raining threes. They're comfortable. You had Markkanen knocked down 1. You had Fontecchio knocked down 2. And now Sexton getting in the rhythm, stepping out, has the advantage against the big fella Porter and knocking down another one.
Well, timeout on the floor. The Raptors trying to regroup, down 24. 80-56, 8:34 to go. Third quarter, you're listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050 Toronto.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Hi, Anthony Longo here. At Longo's, we're proud of what we offer our guests. That's why we sign every product we make with our family name. When you shop for staples like peanut butter and our all-new orange juice, you can save over 30% compared to other national brands. It's easy to save money without compromising quality when you switch to Longo's. I'm just glad we switched to printed labels. My wrist was getting very sore. For quality that meets your family standards, trust ours, Longo's.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it would be too difficult or time-consuming? Then it's time to try Babbel. Babbel works because it's built around real life. It teaches you practical conversations that you will actually use. So with just 15 minutes a day, you'll be on your way to speaking in a new language in just a few weeks. Babbel, language for life. Right now, Babbel is offering radio listeners 55% off their subscription. Visit babbel.com/radio. That's BABBEL.com/radio for 55% off.
TSN 1050. Listen anywhere. Stream your favorite shows in your car. Available on Apple CarPlay via the iHeartRadio app. TSN 1050. Everywhere you want it.
80-56, 24-point Utah lead. Raptors trying to hold on, Javon, but Utah delivering blows right now.
Big blows. Big blows. They've opened this third quarter with a flurry of threes, but just playing just good basketball. Right, 4 for 4 in the third quarter, moving it, cross-court pass. Sexton matched up, dancing with it a bit. And, just the team's in a rhythm. They're in a rhythm. You got to get them off the three-point line right now.
Raptors bring it front court in the white from left to right. Barnes turns the corner, gets into the lane, kicks it to Porter, swing it. Siakam, corner three in the air, good. Down the bottom of the well for Spicy P. Is that the start of the turnaround? 80-59 Utah. Sexton, front court. Schroeder hounding him. Gets it to Chris Dunn. Gary Trent picks him up. Now they get it to Markkanen, guarded by Barnes. Pass in the lane, knocked away by Porter. Good deny. Here comes Siakam on the run. Finds Trent, three ball, bang, bang, down the bottom of the well. 80-62-18. The Raptors have said, okay, time to run. If we don't run, we're going to get left. Sexton drives into the lane.
Oh, that's got to be a travel.
Yep, he changed the pivot foot. Arthur Murray would have been proud of that one. Turn it over and give it to the Raptors.
Why not just pick it up and run? He might as well just ran with it.
Is that the waltz? 1, 2 together? I know tango is long, long, short, short, long. Barnes in the lane on Markkanen, puts it up, no good. And they get the foul on Scotty, pushing off. Wow, that always bothers me. They call the push-off, but they don't call the bump before.
The initial bump, yeah.
That puts the offensive player under duress. Sexton, three near side, good. 83-62, Utah by 21.
Yes, Sexton's grooving right now, right? Only shoots the three ball at 34% on the season.
And now they got Scotty on a loose ball foul against Utah. Scotty not happy with James Capers. And he's going to get a technical for that. He gestures at him, like waves at him, saying, you're crazy, or you don't know what you're talking about. And the derisive wave as he walks away.
It's funny because that wave has become a guaranteed technical foul. But I actually think I don't think there's a problem there, because to me that's a player just controlling his emotions, because he could be in your face, he could be cursing at you, could be doing so much more. But the wave, you gotta leave that alone.
Chris Dunn gets it to Markkanen. On the block, Collins on Schroeder. Turns, floats it up and in. Utah puts the lead back to 24, largest it's been all night. 86-62. Siakam drives, gets into the lane, kicks it out. Porter three up top. No good. Rebound, Chris Dunn. Front court comes Dunn. Tries to find Collins. Tough catch. He can't control it. Going out of bounds on the baseline. .24 Utah lead, 6:25 third quarter. Siakam drives, gets to the hoop, lays it in. And the bump by Collins gets Pascal an and one opportunity.
Bump gets him an and one opportunity, but also RJ attacking to his right hand. Everybody knows on the court he's going to be aggressive, wants to get downhill, so Collins helps more on the drive, and that creates that split-second opportunity for Pascal to catch the basketball and drive a straight line to the basket. A lot of times, if you're on the court, the play doesn't have to be called for you, right? You can always be a decoy. In this case, RJ has it, and everybody knows that RJ wants to score. He's hungry for baskets, hungry to get to the rack, and the defense reacts to that. That opens up the lane for Pascal.
86-65. Great block by Porter on the drive from Sexton. Here comes Toronto front court, left to right. Trent drives, has it knocked away by Dunn. Gary stays with it, gets it back, lays it in, and Utah wants a timeout. Raptors cut the lead to 19, 86-67.
Back-to-back baskets that are extremely aggressive for the Raptors. Gary Trent Jr. Dunn gets a hand on the basketball, but he just fights through it with force, attacks to his left, comes down with it. The second opportunity, the second effort up to the basket, get you two.
All right, let's take a break. 86-67, Utah by 19, 6:04 third quarter. This is Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050 Toronto.
El Prime News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
People often ask me how fast I am. Ooh, 1 sec. I just went to Bali and back. I'm also fast when it comes to helping people. Like when I helped Bill. His company vehicles were being serviced, and I was able to help him with a business loan. He got the transport trucks they needed, and I got to honk the horn. All of them.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
1 in 2 people struggling with their mental health aren't getting the help they need. That's why for Bell Let's Talk Day, we're highlighting organizations such as the Canadian Red Cross. They now provide training that helps individuals develop tools and strategies to manage stress and learn how to support themselves and others. To find out more about the Canadian Red Cross's services or to discover other resources that create real change in mental health every day, visit bell.ca/let's talk.
This is the sound of medicine. When you stay at a Ronald McDonald House, close to your sick child, family is medicine. And right now, it's helping Ryan battle leukemia. We need your help to keep families together. Please donate today at rmhc.ca.
Making your lousy commute fun. Overdrive with Hayes Noodles and the O-Dog every weekday, 4 to 7 p.m. on TSN 1050.
Paul Jones, Javon Shepard, here in Toronto with the Raptors on the road at the Delta Center. Last one before they come home for the first ever Martin Luther King Jr. game in Canada. And that will be Monday, celebrating the birthday of one of the world's great humanitarians. And it's a holiday in the U.S. Why it's not a holiday here or widely recognized around the world like some other great people's birthdays, I'll never know, but you can see that one on TSN as the Raptors take on the Boston Celtics. But right now, the road trip in Utah. Behind the glass tonight, producer Josh Pulis and technical producer Matthew Cardadero. Utah ball, front court. Raptors much more physical right now defensively. Fontecchio guarded by Barrett. Drives into the lane, puts it up, no good. Barrett ties him up. And it looked like Fontecchio kind of continued the foray and threw it out of bounds, but it'll be Utah ball. You can see the Raptors trying to muster something, Javon.
And it's unfortunate you have to call a timeout to get these reactions, these responses. But if you see one thing right now, it is, a bit more aggression on the defensive side. Markkanen gets a backdoor cut off the baseline out of bounds.
And Markkanen lays it in. Raptors down 88-67. 5.5 to go, third quarter. Schroeder tries to find a cutting Barrett. Pass too far in front of him. RJ can't get it, turn it over. Give it to Utah. Tough night for RJ tonight. 0 of 7, has not made a three-pointer. No points. 3 rebounds and an assist. Another rebound for Barrett as he brings this one front court. We know he's going to keep plugging, though. Floats it to the hoop and gets this one down. 88-69. 5 minutes to go. Third quarter, Utah leading by 19. Keontae George straight away. Gets it to Jordan Clarkson. Gets a switch on Jonte Porter. Drives, gets into the lane. Kicks it to Fontecchio. Swing it out. Keontae George drive. Finds Kessler for the jam.
That's good ball movement.
Yep.
Good ball movement. Good unselfish plays. Clarkson get into the paint. Could have taken a shot. Kicks it out. Keontae George gets downhill. Also could have put up a floater. Drops it off to Kessler for a dunk.
Siakam drives. Finds a cutting Porter into the lane. Kicks it out to Schroeder. Deep three. Got it. Far side left wing. In the bottom of the well for Dennis Schroeder. 90-72. Raptors trying to chip away, but it's about stops right now as Utah shooting 54%. Front court, Keontae George. Utah in the block, coming right to left. Now to Clarkson. Near side left wing. Inside the arc, dancing. Pull up three, good. Wow. RJ had his fingers in his nose and he still knocked it down. 93-72 Utah. Schroeder gets a screen from Porter. Finds Porter on the roll. Puts it up, no good. Tips it up, no good. And then finally on the third try, stays with it and gets it down. 93-74. Raptors down 19, 3.5. Markkanen on the alley-oop jam. Pass from half court. Siakam wasn't looking. There wasn't ball pressure, and it turns into a highlight reel dunk. 95-74. 21-point lead. Barrett in the lane, kicks it out. Porter swing. Siakam three, bang. In the bottom of the well. Splashdown time. Raptors cut it to 18. 95-77. Markkanen three near side. Got it right back. 21 for Markkanen. 98-77 Utah. Siakam says, here's three more in your eye hole. Splash in the well for Siakam. He's got 25. Made every three-pointer so far tonight. 98-80, Utah by 18.
Pascal, he's keeping his team around, right?
Yep.
Lingering around.
And Trent reaches in there. That wing, top-to-wing pass, knocks it away. It goes off Clarkson, out of bounds. It'll be Toronto basketball. 98-80. Trent will sit down. Grady Dick will come in. Porter sits down. So it's Grady, Schroeder, Thad Young, Siakam, and Barrett. 2:26 third quarter. Raptors down 18. Every charge has been met with a response from the Jazz. Siakam to Schroeder. Deep three, no good. Rebound Markkanen. Front court comes Keontae George against Barrett. Now to Clarkson straight away against Grady. On the bounce, Clarkson drives, spins, kicks it out. George, three, no good. Long rebound, knocked away. Utah has it. Markkanen to Clarkson, wide open three, no good. Rebound Siakam. Pascal runs it front court. Minute 45, third quarter. Raptors down. Siakam drive, lay it up, blocked by Kessler. Wanted the goaltend, didn't get it. Here comes Markkanen, drives in the lane, floats it up, no good. But he's fouled.
Kessler cleaning up the glass, right? Pascal had Kessler one-on-one in space, does a good job attacking the basket. I thought he extended, did a good job, but at 7'1", Kessler really gets there, stretches out those arms, and then now you start the fast break going the other way. Lauri Markkanen getting himself to the free throw line.
Markkanen's had a solid game. 21 points on 7 of 10, 4 of 6 from distance. Give him 22 now. As Utah pushes the lead to 99-80. Second one in and out from Markkanen. Raptors bring it front court into White. Left to right. Schroeder into the lane. Floats it up. Blocked by Kessler. Rescued by Utah. Here comes Keontae George. Far side, right wing on Thad Young. On the bounce, George drives into the lane. Throws the head back. Throw it up and in, and a foul. Wow. That is the meeting of two different eras. George drove, minimal contact by Thad Young, who's been in the league 18 years, and that wasn't a foul back in the day, and Thad kind of puts his arms just kind of waist high with his palms up going, what is that?
Yeah, and these young kids have adjusted to the game now. They know this is how it's officiated because as soon as Keontae George felt that the slightest contact, immediately he went into a shot and, flailed his net back to get the call. And, so said, so done.
Barrett to Barnes, kick it to Schroeder, shot fake, drive, back to Barnes, into the lane, fouled by Kessler. That's how you do it. When you got a shot blocker, you got to get into his body. Space is the friend of the shot blocker. Eat up the space. And Scotty was coming hard there. The foul goes on Kessler.
I like that tape by Scotty.
Yeah.
Not only does he eat up space, but he knows there's a very high possibility that he's not going to make that basket. And what he does, he crashes his body right into Kessler to make sure he feels the contact. And now what happens, the second play down when Scotty attacks, Kessler's not going to be as, encouraged or excited to meet him at the rim or try to contest him at the rim because he knows, like, I'm coming physical. I'm gonna meet you there, and I'm not afraid to throw around my body.
102-82, 20-point lead for Utah. 40 seconds, third quarter. Clarkson on the bounce, now switches onto Thad Young. On the drive, Clarkson step back, three in the air, good. That's buckets. That's Jordan Clarkson. 105-82 Utah. Raptors will bring it front court. Barnes on the bounce, far side. Backs in on Markkanen, kicks it out. Grady, swing it. Schroeder, three, good. 105-85. Raptors have made some threes. The issue is Utah keeps making them at the other end. 7 seconds in the quarter. Clarkson, deep three straight away. No good. Tipped up by Markkanen, no good. Out of bounds, and that's the way the quarter ends. So Utah wins the quarter by 3 points, and the 17-point halftime lead is 20 now. 105-85, last lap of the track. You're listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball across the TSN radio network.
Love meatballs? You could have spaghetti and meatballs, but why have a dish where they're mentioned second, like an afterthought? With 2-for-1 Pizza's new meatball menu, meatballs are the star of the show with dishes like meatball pizza, with meatballs, green peppers, and red onions starting at just $11.99, or their classic meatball sandwich on 6-inch toasted garlic bread smothered in classic tomato sauce and mozzarella from just $9.99. Order online at 2for1pizza.com.
LG Home Comfort has an unbelievable offer. A free heat pump that heats and cools your home. That's right. You get a pump, you get a pump, and you get a pump. LG Home Comfort is making heat pumps free. Just pay the HST. Normally this would cost thousands, but LG Home Comfort has dropped the price of a heat pump with install to the same price as the rebate. But the guaranteed rebate is ending soon, so call today. 1-855-725-PUMP. That's 1-855-725-PUMP. Or visit lghomecomfort.ca.
Hey Raptor fans, what's better than the team winning on the court? A win for the kids and a win for you. When you play the MLSE Foundation 50-50 jackpot, you help communities get kids and youth off the sidelines and onto the court. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. Will you be a winner this season? Only one way to know. Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
TSN 1050. Listen anywhere. Stream your favorite shows on your smart speaker. Simply tell your smart speaker to listen to TSN 1050 everywhere you want it.
Fourth quarter, Utah by 20. They lead the Raptors 105-85. Fourth quarter brought to you by CMC Markets. Let's see if the Raptors can mount something in this fourth quarter. Take your trading to the next level. CMC Market says with $0 commission on stocks. Utah ball, front court. Clarkson near side, left wing, drives on Barnes into the lane, floats it up. Scotty with the block. Raptors back, 5-on-2. Quickly into the lane, kicks it to Grady. He drives, kicks it out to Barrett. RJ crosses over into the lane, floats it up and in. 105-87. Good ball movement there by the Raptors. Drive, kick.
Starts with defense, right? Scotty with a big-time block. Now you have 5-on-4 advantage. Good ball movement. RJ protecting the basketball coming across Kelly Olynyk.
In the lane. They kick it out. Utah has it. Keontae George, near side, left wing. Step back, three, good. He was on the skates there.
He looked comfortable out there.
Oh, man, it was dancing on the dribble at its finest. 107-87. Utah lead 20. Quickly gets it to Thad Young, near elbow, right side, finds a cutting quickly who lays it in. Lead cut back to 18, 107-89. Raptors just can't get any closer. Clarkson in the lane to Kessler. Kicks it out top. George on the bounce, finds Kessler, screen and roll, who jams it down. Lead back to 20, 109-89.
Screen and rolls going to the middle of the floor to the right hand. There's only one helper, and that's Scotty Barnes. Kessler's already in the paint on that single side.
Scotty, three, up, top, no good. Rebound, Keontae George. Front court, come the Jazz. In the block, moving right to left. Clarkson above the arc, left side near wing, right hand to the middle. Bounces off Grady.
That's the same call.
It is.
Right, because Grady's moving his feet. And already, as soon as Clarkson feels that contact, he's jumping up into his shot to get, two at the free throw line. Right? He picks up the dribble with the contact.
Yeah. There's space as Grady's honoring the space and moving his feet, as you said, and the offensive player leans in, creates the contact, eats up the space, and gets the benefit of the call. 109-89. Utah ball. Front court. Clarkson. Drive. Throw it up on Barrett. No good. Raptors with the outlet. Scotty drives. Jams it down on Kessler as he ran by Keontae George. Scotty says, smoke that one right now as I go to the line. He was coming with some force. Said, Walker Kessler, I got you. Hold this.
So strong.
Hold that.
Strong. He's so strong. He takes off, that left foot, just stepping around Keontae George, and Kessler's coming full speed, bumps in midair, and Scotty's unfazed.
Misses the free throw, though. So once again, it's 18, and the Raptors can't close the gap. Olynyk underneath to Clarkson on the flex cut, came free, laid it in. Coming far side to near side, right to left. 111-91 Utah. The 20-point vapor barrier. Schroeder, deep three, far side, no good. Rebound Kessler. Front court come the Jazz. Raptors have picked up the intensity, but Utah has matched it every bit of the way, Javon. Olynyk drive, floats it up, and it's dunked down by Kessler. I don't know if that was a shot or a pass, but Utah got two. Siakam back, puts it up, no good. Raptors want the goaltend, they're not going to get it. Corner three, Ochai Agbaji, no good. Rebound on the ground, Olynyk has it. Knocked away, picks it up, lays it in. The lead 24 at the 8:35 mark, fourth quarter. Scotty drives. Gets it to Schroeder. Now quickly on Keontae George. Kelly Olynyk with a double-double tonight. Quickly to Siakam. Pascal drives in the lane. Lays it up and in. The spin move. Siakam's signature. He lays it in. 115-93. 8 minutes to go. Fourth quarter. Utah made their break at the end of the second quarter, and the Raptors have never been able to go with them. Kessler takes down the missed shot with the offensive rebound, and is fouled on the baseline.
That's a 10 offensive rebound, right? Kessler just, walks in there, saunters in there. And you can see just the body language of the Raptors is just not there.
Now let's see what if anything the Raptors have left. Free throws missed. 115-93. Raptors down 22. Still fighting but not making up much ground. Siakam 3, no good. Had a good look, couldn't knock it out. Wow, down the lane, Keontae George with a big jam. And the Raptors call a timeout. The lead 24 for Utah. The Baylor Bear roaring on that one. Timeout on the floor. 117-93 Utah. Fourth quarter. 7.5 to go. You're listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050 Toronto.
Let's get jerseys. Let's get jerseys.
Right now, become a Tangerine client with a savings account and you could get a free Raptors jersey.
We want jerseys.
Finally, a savings account worth cheering for.
Jerseys. Jerseys.
Find out how to score a jersey at tangerine.ca/Raptors. Tangerine. That's forward banking. Available to new clients who open and fund an eligible account while supplies last. Conditions apply.
Unhibernate. Verb. To laugh in the face of snow because you drive a Subaru. As in, when I unhibernate, I have the roads all to myself because my Subaru has symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and others don't. Or, the award-winning safety in my Subaru means I can unhibernate all winter while my neighbors stare longingly from their bedroom windows. Or my favorite usage, I am going to unhibernate this winter by visiting my local Subaru dealer today. Welcome to Uncommon Winter Confidence.
Good morning. Baby, it's a brand new day.
When you vacation with Norwegian Cruise Line, every day is a new day. Get a taste for Barcelona, then savor incredible dining back on board one day. Connect to ancient history in Athens, and then disconnect in our spa another day. Wherever the sea breeze takes you, come aboard and experience a different tomorrow with Norwegian. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Norwegian Cruise Line, ships registry the Bahamas and USA.
The rest of my life gon' start today.
First Up with Korolnik and Koliakovo. Weekday mornings 6 till 10 on TSN 1050.
You ain't first, you're last.
Raptors trailing Utah as we wind our way towards the top of the stretch. 7.5 minutes to go. 117-93. Utah, like I said, Javon, they grabbed hold of this thing in the middle of the second quarter and just have not let the Raptors back in it.
Haven't looked back. They haven't looked back. And then they started the third quarter, 4 for 4 from 3. That's when they really got their rhythm going. And, it's just been downhill for the Raps since, right? Pascal's done a good job just trying to fight and keep the team in it. 27 points for him, but it just hasn't been enough. And you haven't had enough guys that you're dependent on in your regular rotation, playing big minutes, step up and really accept this challenge being down.
Grady Dick 3 up top, no good. Garrett Temple, Chris Boucher, Jalen McDaniels into the ball game for the Raptors. Maybe some fresh blood can mount one last charge, but the Raptors running out of time. 3 ball goes down in the bottom of the well for Chris Boucher. Raptors still trail 117-96. Ball knocked away, goes backcourt. Jordan Clarkson retrieves it. It's a running start at Jalen McDaniels. Pull-up deep three is good. And that was a Steph Curry pull-up by Jordan Clarkson. Grady Dick in the lane. Finds Jonte Porter. His three up top, no good. Rebound, McDaniels down with it, floats it up and in. 120-98 Utah. George on the lob for Kessler, broken up by Porter. Here comes McDaniels on the drive, gets to the hoop and lays it in. 120-100. Olynyk straight away for Utah between the circles. Now gets it to Clarkson. 21 off the bench for Clarkson. Cross court near wing. Kessler kicks it to George. His three no good. Rebound Grady. Outlet Boucher. Kicks it back out. Grady swings it. Porter to McDaniels. On the drive, floats it up, no good, but the foul will go on Kelly Olynyk. Nice change of pace there by Jalen McDaniels.
Jalen's one of those guys right now in the last 5 minutes and 33 seconds. It looks like Coach Darko's thrown in the white towel, but Jalen's got to use these minutes in this play, right?
Yep.
Get comfortable, get confident, get yourself a good sweat, attack the basket. Right now, he can be selfish. Use these minutes to be selfish. Get yourself a rhythm. See the ball go through the hoop.
Well, lots of cheering by the fans on that missed free throw. I wonder if the house gets fed, if they get a sandwich or tacos or, I don't know, in Dallas, chalupas, whatever it is when a guy misses 2 free throws in the fourth quarter. It's loud as if it was a 1-point game and they needed him to miss. He says, y'all are going home hungry. Second free throw good. 120-101. So, Javon, what do you take from this? The Raptors' long road trip, 2-4, could have easily been a 3-3 as Kessler gets the dunk.
Well, we seen flashes, right? We've seen really good flashes of this team, and we also seen, and it's something that we've harped on all season to this point, even into last year, the difference in three-point shots and making three-point shots, what that does for your offense. We're seeing that the three-point percentage across, go up compared to what it was just a couple of weeks ago. We also learned, and it's some of the old heads may not agree with me with this. We also learned that, and especially in a game like tonight, a good offense or a better offense is the start of some really good defense.
Yeah.
Right?
Listen, I might be one of those old heads you talk about in that back in the day, if I couldn't score, well, my defense is going to make sure you don't score. And the way the game is played today, guys are highly skilled. Yeah. They have the advantage of the rules. I'm sorry, but your offense, and that started for me, Javon, years ago when Golden State started to do that. They were okay defensively, but your offense had to keep you in the game.
Yeah. And your offense keeps you in the game. Your offensive ball's going through the hoop. You're also setting up half-court defense, right? These guys are too good in this modern-day game to, just play in transition, right? You can't stop these guys in transition. There's 3, 4, 5 guys on the floor that can create for themselves at all times. It's a completely different game. Back in the day, you need to stop one guy, one creator.
Yeah, no, you're right. And your offense really has to keep you in games. Ochai Agbaji, corner 3, no good, knocked away. Here come the Raptors. Grady Dick, reverse layup, blocked by his Kansas alum, Agbaji. Utah turns it over, and McDaniels, going to the basket, is fouled by Luka Šamanić. As Will Hardy starting to empty his bench as well. McDaniels again. First free throw, no good. Crowd's getting something. I know. I don't know what it is. I wish I knew what the promotion was. He misses 2. And they're getting sandwiches or food or French fries or something. Keontae George drives, blocked by Porter, but Omer Yurtseven cleans it up with a dunk. 4 minutes to go. The Raptors wobbling, coming home right now. 126-101 Jazz. Garrett Temple to Porter. Off to Grady, near side. Gets into the corner, kicks it up top. Boucher, 3, up and over the backboard after hitting the front rim. It'll be Utah ball. Well, the Raptors have a couple days. They'll be home tomorrow. Have Saturday night and Sunday night to sleep in their own beds and
shovel some snow.
Try to come back energized Monday against no easy task, the Celtics. Šamanić. Fouled on the drive. Raptors going to drop to 15 and 24. And I know some people look at it as the season's still teetering in the balance. All you have to do is look at the standings. They're not that far out of the play-in, Javon. They really aren't. I mean, you look at the Brooklyn Nets, who got beat over in France. They're 16 and 22. Atlanta's 15 and 22. Well, 15 and 23 as they get beat tonight by Indiana. You know, Chicago, I don't know what's gotten into them, but they've started winning.
Yep,
and
won 3 in a row.
Yeah, the Bulls are at home tonight. They get beat by Golden State. So I was going to say up to about 8, Javon. Or sorry, up to about, 8 or 9. Probably 9, still not out of the question.
No.
You got 4 teams, 9, 10, 11, 12. Toronto in 12 right now.
3 games apart.
Yeah, fighting for 2 spots. 4 teams, 2 spots. Raptors inbound. It's knocked away. Temple tries to get McDaniels. Back comes Šamanić. Puts it up, no good. But there's Yurtseven again to follow up with the dunk. 130 to 101. McDaniels up top for Toronto. Off balance floater, banks it in. Far side, left wing. A guy like Grady, Javon, as you said, he's got to use this as like a working practice. Like it's not garbage time for him. He's trying to show.
No, and he's got to be locked in on that really, because you look over and there's going to be a bullseye on him as well, because a guy like Keontae George is over on the other side, and he's saying, listen, they drafted you ahead of me, right?
Yep.
Everybody's competitive, so you got to go out there and just use these minutes to really hone your craft. And
Chris Dunn with the steal and a dunk.
Believe in yourself, believe in yourself, get yourself a rhythm, and start to show and prove.
132-103. McDaniels in the lane, floats it up and in. Fouled by Taylor Hendricks. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a break. 2:14 to go, fourth quarter. Utah leading Toronto 132-105. This is Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050 Toronto.
A big win and a bigger impact. When you play the MLC Foundation 50-50 jackpot, you support the kids and the future Raptors of tomorrow. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. Will this season include you? The only way to find out is if you play. Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Not meeting new people during the COVID lockdown is why engagement ring sales were soft for 3 years.
Which explains why diamond prices are so low worldwide.
Now that the lockdown has been over for 39 months, we set a new record for engagement ring sales in December.
Just like you said we would, Valentine's Day is on the way.
A great time to get engaged.
Diamond prices are still low, low, low.
Why settle for a smaller diamond when you can get a bigger one for the same price?
Spence, located in Vaughan, Scarborough, and Mississauga.
There's no escaping it, whether your business is local, regional, or global. In today's faster-paced and more complex business environment, management and leadership skills are fundamental to success. Business owners must lead their organization, sales managers must lead their sales teams, and sales professionals must lead their clients and prospects. For over 18 years, Train West Management and Consulting has helped business professionals develop, expand, and refine their management and sales skills. If you're deadly serious about improving your skills, go to trainwest.ca.
TSN 1050. Listen anywhere. Stream us on iHeartRadio, the TSN app, or on Apple CarPlay. TSN 1050. Everywhere you want it.
132-105. Utah leading Toronto. Raptors will come home from the road trip 2-4. But with some bright spots, some things to hold on to and try to build on, Javon, as they take on the Celtics Monday at home.
You look at the road they have ahead of them as well, right? Not an easy one. You got Celtics, Miami, Chicago, like we mentioned, playing some good basketball coming up. And then you go over to the Knicks on the 20th, which is obviously that's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah.
IQ's going to want to play well. RJ, OG, Precious, all those guys. But, uphill to climb.
As they say, it's always personal when it's your former team. McDaniels makes a free throw that completes the back end of the three-point play. And with 2 minutes to go in the game, Utah's bench players in there trying to get theirs going, and Taylor Hendricks does just that. As he knocked it down. 9th overall pick. Raptors back, can't get it down. McDaniels runs down the rebound in the corner, and his pass back in bounds is knocked away by Hendricks. Porter takes the inbound for the Raptors. Gets it to Grady. Over to Garrett Temple. Catch and shoot. 3, no good. Rebound Utah. Bryce Sensabaugh out of Ohio State brings it front court. On the bounce, into the lane. Floats it up and in. Everybody on Utah feeling comfortable. You know, Javon, when you get into a game like that and the confidence is infectious, contagious. Everybody says, oh, it's my turn. I'm feeling good now, too.
Everybody feels good. Teammates, the bench is chirping at you to take the shot, and everybody's up and encouraging, and there's really no pressure at that point.
No, none at all. None at all. 137-107. Now 108. As the Raptors, Boucher makes a couple of free throws. Hendricks, the Sensabaugh, drives, pull-up jumper, no good. Contested by Garrett Temple, but Utah gets it back. Sensabaugh's 3 is good. (140-108). Porter on the box, near side, right wing. Gets it to a cutting McDaniels who's fouled. I give the Raptors credit. These guys trying to, like you said, Javon, it's not garbage time for them. Trying to run the stuff, trying to show Coach Darko, I can get it right, and you can put me in there because I know what I'm doing. McDaniels makes free throws. 40 seconds to go in the game. Utah by 30. Make it 32 as they get inside to Luka Šamanić. Grady Dick, 3, no good. Rebound knocked away. Utah has it, 30 seconds to go. This will be their last trip up court. Hendricks, corner 3. Utah is just shooting the eyes out of the ball right now. 21 of 43 from distance. Shooting 56% overall on the evening. It's a 35-point lead for the Jazz, 145-110.
Talk about the three-point shooting, even more impressive. 80 bench points, like 80 bench points.
Still got two left.
That said, they have the number 2 bench in the league.
Yeah, it's what they do.
Yep, depth.
McDaniels, free throw good. He's acquitted himself in the fourth quarter with 13 points. Make it 14 as he knocked down another one. So it was one of those nights for the Raptors. Back end of a 6-game road trip. You come out, you give all the energy you have, but sometimes when the tank isn't full, it's just not enough.
One of those games, right?
Yep.
You just tip your hat to Utah. Utah came out and they played some really good basketball. And you mentioned 80 points off the bench. Everybody did what they're supposed to do. That third quarter, they came out smoking from 3, 4 for 4. They were just the aggressor. I thought, and I didn't identify or recognize or probably give them enough credit for being a physical team. And I thought tonight they were more physical than the Raptors. The offensive rebounds kept them in the game, got them going early. Despite the turnovers, 14 turnovers, they were able to withstand, Toronto converting on the other end. So, you really just tip your hat to this team. You never want to make excuses or, the last game of a 6-game road trip. They came out, they played a good game, right? The Raptors get better. You have, Boston coming in, the Celtics coming in. You can be back home, some home cooking, back in your bed. It's next game.
Yeah,
games come quick, right?
It's
next
the
up.
NBA. Turn it around. Next game. So post game is up next. The final, Utah 145, Toronto 113. For all of us here at TSN 1050, we say thank you for listening. This has been Tangerine Raptors basketball across the TSN radio network. Good night from Toronto.
Love meatballs? You could have spaghetti and meatballs, but why have a dish where they're mentioned second, like an afterthought? With 2-for-1 Pizza's new meatball menu, meatballs are the star of the show with dishes like meatball pizza, with meatballs, green peppers, and red onions starting at just $11.99, or their oven-baked meatballs, baked in their classic tomato sauce topped with Italian herbs for just $10.99. Order online at 2for1pizza.com.
The National Basketball Association on SiriusXM. For a full list of games
from MMA to boxing and the professional wrestling world 24/7. SiriusXM Fight Nation, SiriusXM 156, and the SXM app.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Friday, January the 12th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7:30 p.m., Atlanta Hawks face the Indiana Pacers. Hawks on Sirius 137 XM 212 and Internet 880. Pacers on Internet 891. 7:30 p.m., Detroit Pistons face the Houston Rockets. Pistons on Sirius 138 XM 213 and Internet 888. Rockets on Internet 890. 7:30 p.m., Philadelphia 76ers take on the Sacramento Kings. 76ers on Sirius XM channels 86 Internet 902. Kings on Internet 905. 8 p.m., Memphis Grizzlies face the LA Clippers. Grizzlies on Sirius 160 XM 215 and Internet 894. Clippers on Internet 892. 8 p.m., Miami Heat take on the Orlando Magic. Heat on Sirius 161 XM 216 and Internet 895. Magic on Internet 901. 8 p.m., Minnesota Timberwolves take on the Portland Trail Blazers. Timberwolves on Sirius 162 XM 217 and Internet 897. Blazers on Internet 904. 8 p.m., Chicago Bulls face the Golden State Warriors. Bulls on Sirius 139, XM 214, and Internet 884. Warriors on Internet 889. 9 p.m., Denver Nuggets take on the New Orleans Pelicans. Nuggets on Sirius and XM channels 81, Internet 887. Pelicans on Internet 898. 9:30 p.m., Utah Jazz take on the Toronto Raptors. Jazz on Sirius and XM channels 167, Internet 908. Raptors on Internet 907. 10 p.m., San Antonio Spurs take on the Charlotte Hornets. Spurs on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 906. Hornets on Internet 883. In the NHL, 8 p.m., Dallas Stars take on the Nashville Predators. Stars on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 929. Predators on Internet 936. 8 p.m., Minnesota Wild face the Philadelphia Flyers. Wild on Sirius 208, XM 219, and Internet 934. Flyers on Internet 941. In NCAA college men's basketball, 6:30 p.m., Indiana faces Minnesota. The Indiana feed on XM 381, Internet 971. Minnesota on XM 380, Internet 970. 8:30 p.m., Villanova faces DePaul on XM 382, Internet 972. 9 p.m., Iowa takes on Nebraska on XM and Internet 372. 10:30 p.m., Nevada faces Boise State. The Nevada feed on XM 384, Internet 974. Boise State on XM 383, Internet 973. In NCAA college women's basketball, 8 p.m. Utah takes on Stanford on Sirius 106, XM 197, and Internet 959. 9 p.m. Colorado takes on Cal on Sirius 119, XM 198, and Internet 960. 10 p.m. Oregon State faces Arizona on XM and Internet 373. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Friday, January the 12th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7:30 p.m., Atlanta Hawks face the Indiana Pacers. Hawks on Sirius 137, XM 212, and Internet 880. Pacers on Internet 891. 7:30 p.m., Detroit Pistons face the Houston Rockets. Pistons on Sirius 138, XM 213, and Internet 888. Rockets on Internet 890. 7:30 p.m., Philadelphia 76ers take on the Sacramento Kings. 76ers on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 902. Kings on Internet 905. 8 p.m., Memphis Grizzlies face the LA Clippers. Grizzlies on Sirius 160, XM 215, and Internet 894. Clippers on Internet 892. 8 p.m., Miami Heat take on the Orlando Magic. Heat on Sirius 161, XM 216, and Internet 895. Magic on Internet 901. 8 p.m., Minnesota Timberwolves take on the Portland Trail Blazers. Timberwolves on Sirius 162, XM 217, and Internet 897. Blazers on Internet 904. 8 p.m., Chicago Bulls face the Golden State Warriors. Bulls on Sirius 139, XM 214, and Internet 884. Warriors on Internet 889. 9 p.m., Denver Nuggets take on the New Orleans Pelicans. Nuggets on Sirius and XM channels 81, Internet 887. Pelicans on Internet 898.
Mad Dog Sports Radio has the best sports talk in the business, covering sports with a passion and knowledge you need. Mad Dog Sports Radio, Sirius XM 86, and the SXM app.
For Sirius XM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton. Northern Dancer was a champion racehorse in the mid-60s. The Canadian-bred Bay Stallion was the North American 3-year-old champion horse of the year after winning 2/3 of the American Triple Crown. His win at the Kentucky Derby was set in a record fashion of 2 minutes flat, a number that stood till 1973 when Secretariat would beat it. Northern Dancer went on to win the Preakness, but fell short of the Triple Crown when he placed third in the final leg. He would head home to Canada and win the last race of his career, the Queen's Plate, the first leg of Canada's Triple Crown. However, after a great effort, tenderness in his front left leg would end his career. Now, all those racing accomplishments may have been the least of his influence, though. The stallion went on to become the greatest sire of his time. His penchant for delivering stakes champions made him the first one to demand $1 million stud fee in the world. From 1974 to 1988, his offspring led the Keeneland July selected yearly sale, amassing over $160 million in sales. More than 1,000 stake races have been won by horses that were connected to him in some capacity before he died in 1990. Northern Dancer, a champion on the racetrack, his legacy continues to live on. For Sirius XM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton.
MLB Network Radio is your home for 24/7 baseball talk, featuring on-site coverage of every major event from spring training through the World Series and expert analysis from former general managers and players. Sirius XM, Channel 89.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Saturday, January the 13th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the EPL, 7:30 a.m., Chelsea takes on Fulham on SiriusXM and Internet channels 157. 12:30 p.m., Newcastle faces Manchester City on SiriusXM and Internet channels 157. In the NFL's wildcard weekend, 4:30 p.m., Houston Texans take on the Cleveland Browns. Texans on Sirius 209 XM 225 and Internet 812. Browns on Sirius 82 XM 226 and Internet 807. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 88. Spanish broadcast on Sirius 211 XM 228 and Internet 832. 8 p.m., Kansas City Chiefs face the Miami Dolphins. Chiefs on Sirius 210 XM 227 and Internet 815. Dolphins on Sirius 82 XM 226 and Internet 819. National feed on Sirius 88 XM 391 and Internet 981. Spanish feed on Sirius 211 XM 228 and Internet 832. In the NBA, 7 p.m., Boston Celtics take on the Houston Rockets. Celtics on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 881. Rockets on Internet 890. 7:30 p.m. Atlanta Hawks face the Washington Wizards. Hawks on Sirius 137 XM 212 and Internet 880. Wizards on Internet 909. 8 p.m. Memphis Grizzlies take on the New York Knicks. Grizzlies on Sirius 139 XM 214 and Internet 894. Knicks on Internet 899. 8 p.m. Milwaukee Bucks take on the Golden State Warriors. Bucks on Sirius 138 XM 213 and Internet 896. Warriors on Internet 889. 8 p.m., Oklahoma City Thunder take on the Orlando Magic. Thunder on Sirius 160 XM 215 and Internet 900. Magic on Internet 901. 8:30 p.m., San Antonio Spurs take on the Chicago Bulls. Spurs on Sirius 161 XM 216 and Internet 906. Bulls on Internet 884. 8:30 p.m., Dallas Mavericks face the New Orleans Pelicans. Mavericks on Sirius 162 XM 217 and Internet 886. Pelicans on Internet 898. 9:30 p.m. Utah Jazz take on the LA Lakers. Jazz on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 908. Lakers on Internet 893. In the NHL, 1 p.m., Washington Capitals take on the New York Rangers. Capitals on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 950. Rangers on Internet 939. 4 p.m., Buffalo Sabres take on the Vancouver Canucks. Sabres on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 923. Canucks on Internet 948. 4 p.m., Ottawa Senators take on the San Jose Sharks. Senators on XM 219, Internet 940. Sharks on Internet 943. 6 p.m., Florida Panthers take on the New Jersey Devils. Panthers on XM 220, Internet 932. Devils on Internet 937. 7 p.m., Winnipeg Jets take on the Philadelphia Flyers. Jets on XM 207, Internet 951. Flyers on Internet 941. 7 p.m., Montreal Canadiens take on the Edmonton Oilers. Canadiens on Sirius and XM channels 167, Internet 935. Oilers on Internet 931. 7 p.m., Columbus Blue Jackets take on the Seattle Kraken. Blue Jackets on XM 221, Internet 928. Kraken on Internet 944. 7 p.m., Tampa Bay Lightning take on the Anaheim Ducks. Lightning on XM 223, Internet 946. Ducks on Internet 920. 7 p.m., Toronto Maple Leafs take on the Colorado Avalanche. Maple Leafs on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 947. Avalanche on Internet 927. 7 p.m., Detroit Red Wings take on the LA Kings. Red Wings on XM 222, Internet 930. Kings on Internet 933. 7 p.m., Carolina Hurricanes face the Pittsburgh Penguins. Hurricanes on XM 219, Internet 925. Penguins on Internet 942. 8 p.m., Nashville Predators take on the New York Islanders. Predators on XM 204, Internet 936. Islanders on Internet 938. 8 p.m., Chicago Blackhawks face the Dallas Stars. Blackhawks on XM 206, Internet 926. Stars on Internet 929. 8 p.m., St. Louis Blues face the Boston Bruins. Blues on XM 203, Internet 945. Bruins on Internet 922. 8 p.m., Minnesota Wild face the Arizona Coyotes. Wild on XM 205, Internet 934. Coyotes on Internet 921.
On the court and off, your home for the NBA is SiriusXM. Follow all the drama as your favorite team vies for it all. SiriusXM NBA Radio. SiriusXM 86.
I'm Mick Kern with It Happened in Baseball. October 17th, 1989. Game 3 of the World Series. It pitted the Bay Neighbors against each other for the first time. The San Francisco Giants, led by Kevin Mitchell and Will Clark, against the Oakland A's, led by the Bash brothers, Mark McGuire and Jose Canseco. It was the fourth time these two franchises met up in the Fall Classic, but the first time with both teams located on the West Coast. The first two games this time around were won convincingly by the A's. The Giants returned home to Candlestick Park, looking to get back into the series. The pitching matchup for the pivotal Game 3 pitted 12-11 Don Robinson against 17-8 Bob Welsh. That pitching matchup never took place. At 5:04 p.m. local time, mere minutes before the game got underway, a 6.9 earthquake struck, rippling through the Bay Area for 15 seconds. As word got out about the extent of damage throughout the area and the news that there were casualties, baseball was put on hold. Once it was clear that Candlestick was fine, Game 3 got underway 10 days later. The A's were able to go back to their aces, Dave Stewart and Mike Moore, and swept the Giants, the first World Series sweep since the Reds beat the Yankees 4 straight back in 1976. On the strength of 2 wins, Stewart was selected as the series' most outstanding player. The 10-day delay between games was the longest in series history, and that final game on October 28th was the latest the World Series had gone up to that point in baseball history. For It Happened in Baseball, I'm Mick Kern.
SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 brings you expert analysis from former players, coaches, and executives, plus reaction to all the latest news on the only 24/7 station dedicated to the National Football League.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Saturday, January the 13th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, 10 p.m. Vegas Golden Knights take on the Calgary Flames. Golden Knights on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 949, Flames on Internet 924. In NCAA College Men's Basketball, noon, Butler takes on Seton Hall. Butler feed on XM384, Internet 974. Seton Hall on XM383, Internet 973. Noon, Georgia takes on Tennessee. Georgia on Sirius 106, XM190 and Internet 961. Tennessee on Sirius XM and Internet channels 84. Noon, Louisville takes on NC State. Louisville feed on XM381, Internet 971. NC State on XM380, Internet 970. Noon, North Carolina faces Syracuse. North Carolina on Sirius 119, XM193 and Internet 955. Syracuse on XM382, Internet 972. Noon, Wisconsin faces Northwestern. Wisconsin feed on Sirius 158, XM195 and Internet 957. Northwestern on XM385, Internet 975. 1 p.m., Creighton faces St. John's. Creighton on XM389, Internet 979. St. John's on XM388, Internet 978. 1 p.m., New Mexico takes on San Diego State on XM390, Internet 980. 1 p.m., Ole Miss faces Vanderbilt. Ole Miss feed on XM387, Internet 977. Vanderbilt on XM380.